Did you forget to go live?
Yeah, it's told me now I'm live. Good afternoon, people. Oh dear. Totally forgot then. It was telling me I was live, but I hadn't pressed the button. Oh, right. Mute that. Let's go through the routine. Well, good afternoon, all. How are we today on this miserable, wet Friday?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you, my dear. Tech support saying the audio's fine. 9 people watching. Good afternoon, James. Yeah, Jason, I used to love going out into the woods on the old mountain bike, and I'd just stand there and scream, get rid of all my frustrations. It was safer than doing it while I was riding the bike. Paranormal Land, Channel X, good afternoon, my dear. Afternoon, Pat. See, got rid of them kin hearts. Mickey Mouse. Good afternoon, mate. Hi, Box. Good afternoon. Almost good evening. Lost Souls. Welcome. The only place to be on a Friday afternoon, isn't it? I wonder if I'll still be saying that at the end of it. Well, so much been happening, isn't there? So much. I just got off the phone literally 5 minutes ago with my consultant. She's not overly happy with the way my bloods have been going. And for the next 2 months, I'm going to be back on a 3 weekly venous section regime, which means every 3 weeks I'm going to have to go in and have a load of blood drained out of me, which is something to look forward to, isn't it? You know, especially when the bruises come out like that and hang around for 3 bloody weeks usually. We won. Good afternoon, darling. Vampires get me. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I could feed a family of vampires with the amount they've been taken out. Penis section every 3 weeks. Oh, here we go. Look, and even been going, what, 10 minutes? Stuart, good afternoon, buddy. Yeah, but it is up there, mate. It ain't too bloody clever here, to be honest. In fact, where are we? Because I have, what the hell? Let's have a look. What we got on here? No, that's that one.
Have you got a subscriber mode on?
That's that one. No, I can't get my bloody camera on. There we go. That's the view out the back at the moment. It's been raining most of the day. And we're back on that one. Excellent. Yeah, not as bad as some of the country's been getting it by the looks of things. Scotland looks like it's absolutely horrible up there at the moment.
Bit damp.
It's only lovely, and if you look at that height, James, if you look downwards, it ain't so clever, and you look to the right at my workshops, and they ain't too clever either out there. But at least I get the grass cut. It's like a paddock. Yeah, it rained all night here, Dan. It did ease off a bit earlier on, but it was just like the drizzle, and then it came on heavy again. And now it's getting heavier again. But I put the camera up there earlier because if there was any thunderstorms and that, I can just click camera and record, and I've got some footage then. Right, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Good grief. Right, let's have some of that. Start pressing the right buttons today. That would help. I'll put the link up in a minute. The first thing I want to have a read through this, which was a letter from a group or a charity called Our Future Health. Now, this is basically to all residents. You're invited to take part in a new research program called Our Future Health. If you take part, the chances to give you the chances to find out more about your health and your risk of developing some diseases in the future. Bear in mind, I'm not reading the chat while I'm reading this off of here, people. Today it goes on that today many people spend many years of their life in poor health. We aim to detect and treat diseases early like dementia, cancer, diabetes, heart disease and stroke, which if you're feeling any symptoms, then you go to your doctor anyway, don't you? They reckon there's going to be over 5 million volunteers in this. Everyone over the age of 18 is eligible. But some of the things that are written in here caught my eye, to be honest, and this is why I didn't throw it straight in the bin. I want to find out how many of you have actually had one of these, because it does say that they will be liaison with the Royal Mail to send it to selected areas. Now, taking part in this, you will have your blood pressure taken and cholesterol and measures at a local clinic. But here's the thing that's worrying. In the future, you'll have the option to receive information on your risk of some diseases. Again, same list, including some cancers. Now, this will be calculated, and I quote, using the information you provide an analysis of the DNA in your blood sample. Now, when you go over to the back of it, says specific areas of the UK through Royal Mail. But Future Health is also the name of the charity that is running this research program. This is supported by many organisations, including the NHS, health charities and companies. So health companies, that means pharmaceutical, universities and government. So basically, this is a big data collection thing. But interestingly enough, they're not just asking for it. They're actually going to pay you to enter, because it says there, once you've been accepted into the program, you'll get a £10 voucher. It'd be interesting if any others of you out there have had one of those. Please let me know. Right, who else has dropped in? Rob W, good afternoon, mate. I saw Missy in there somewhere. Good afternoon, my dear. Right, let's get that up. Just in case anybody wants to drop in. Who else? Have you seen anybody I missed up there? No. We've got 24 in the house. Welcome, people. Yeah, that was an interesting. Yeah, Stuart, they are. I'm sure it's just going to be another data collection exercise. I mean, they put enough adverts out at the moment where they want people to go in and be tested for this, that, and everything else, which, yeah, they're going to find people, but they're putting people on the end of a bloody great big long list for treatment. So it's just going to add to more stress and more pain. No need to check that head out. How you doing, mate?
Good evening, good afternoon. I'm getting confused with the times of day today.
Oh, I get it every day. You've got a loop going on from your end there, mate.
All right, no worries, 1 sec.
Resist, good afternoon.
I was hoping I'd get away without having to wear these, but there we go.
Yeah, it's funny. I never have to. Yeah, I've got stereo speakers in front of me and the microphone up here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really, really weird. You see, I got rid of them bloody hearts. That works.
It does indeed. I will try and remember that when I'm on next. Let me just pop the chat out so I can.
I'll remind you. Yeah, I got really, really fed up with them. So I thought, I'll see if anybody's got any videos on it. And there was one, he went round and round the bloody corners and everywhere. I'll go here, there, and the other. And I put on another one, which was about 90 seconds. And it just said, press on settings, press on this, press on that. Boom, they're gone. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. I told you YouTube is actually really good for learning stuff, like with your CapCut.
Yeah.
You'll find all sorts of stuff on there, like
Mickey, I haven't got the link at the moment. I don't know whether you're on Pap's Discord, but it's in off topic in there. I did post the video in there. Let's see if I can find the link.
At the end of the day, Mickey, it's the host that has to get rid of them. So
Yeah,
if you go onto a live and they're there, you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, the host has to get rid of them. Oh, yeah, I've just put the video on there. There's no link to it. But I will put that up in the week, Mickey. Definitely, mate. Who else we got in here? Doggo? Oh, of course, you're off to see the boys tomorrow, aren't you, mate?
I am.
Ooh.
I am. I spoke to one of them earlier. I said to him, like, I said, what do you want to do when I come down? He goes, I'll cook something nice. I went, no, don't be silly. I said, like, we go out for a takeaway, my treat. Or, like, we go out to a restaurant or something. And he goes, where I live is like it's like the second or third, like, most dangerous place around here. He goes, it's not a good idea to go out of a night time. So, yeah, I mean, I ain't asked, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I said to him, all right, I said, we'll have a takeaway at yours then. And he went, no. He goes, I'll do some seasoned chicken breasts and some.
Don't trust the delivery boy.
So I said to him, all right, I said, you do realise you're cooking for a chef, don't you? I said, not to worry or nothing. And he goes, nothing frightens me. He goes, I ain't asked. So, and his brother's a chef as well. His brother works as a chef. So, or my other son, my youngest, works as a chef. So,
funny enough, my mum was.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and you just got to ease into it. Yeah, there's going to be questions that want to be asked from both sides. And as you said, it's all about them this weekend.
Yeah,
what they want to know about you.
It's all about them. I'm not, it's not about me asking questions. I mean, I'll get to know them. They'll tell me stuff, but it's not about me interrogating them, so to speak. But it's all about them. If they've got something they want to tell me or ask me, then that's it. If I start questioning them, we're inevitably going to get into the topic of their mother. And I don't want to go down that route because I don't, let's just say I don't really want to talk about her.
No, that's fair enough. Hello, what was that? What? Sorry, I'm just getting. Oh, Brody's left the server now. Okay. It seems, I don't know whether it's because they can't get on or what, because they all got pulled down, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know.
But it's funny how
Hardly.
they can get in to leave the server.
It
I find
it would be nice if there was an option for people to, you know, when you leave a server, to type in why you're leaving for the person who runs the server.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that, you know, if it's like, if there's not enough of X or not enough of Y or too much of Z, then, you know, then at least you'll learn from that rather than
Yeah,
people
well,
just.
I've said this about my videos because fucking teeth are whistling in again. I've put too much glue on. There's one person that comes in about every 5th video and hits the thumbs down. Now, I don't mind. You know, it might be a troll, it might be YouTube. But if it's someone that genuinely doesn't like the video, I've quite often said, well, look, rather than just hit the button, you know, I ain't worried about it. I can take criticism. But, you know, at least drop a comment and say why you didn't like the bloody video. Or,
Yeah.
you know, if it's something that needs to be changed, then I can change it. If it's something that offends you, I probably won't change it, but I will put it in a way that it doesn't offend you, if you know what I
Oh,
mean.
you know, don't lie. You'll just be you. And if it offends them, fuck them.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit. Fuck off.
I've seen some channels do that, you know. I've seen some channels actually do that and actually boot. If somebody goes, oh, that, you know, like, oh, you're being a dick because of X, Y, Z, I don't like, you know, or you've offended me, and they're like, right, well, you won't get offended anymore. See you later. Bam. You know, I for me, anyway, I mean, I know it's the same for you. You know, you let people make that decision themselves in most cases. If they want to leave, they can leave, rather than kicking them. And I mean, yes, I have got some people in my kick list, but most of them are in there for genuinely good reasons.
Yeah.
No, in fact, all of them are in there for genuinely good reasons. I've never booted someone just
I
because they
have
disagree.
zero tolerance for them in here. You know, I'm only a small channel. I only have a small following, and I don't need idiots. You know.
Yeah.
It's Holly just said there. Yeah, but Holly, if they deleted Simon's 2-3 weeks ago, surely they're not that far behind that they'd just automatically delete them now.
Maybe
because
it's
they'd have no way of getting into the server anyway if they haven't got one, would they? They can't get into Discord without being signed up to it.
Maybe it takes a few weeks for them to look at it and wait to see if anybody objects and yada yada before they turn it off totally.
Might
Well,
be.
we're not on running a website. I can't remember what it's called now. It's a long time since I've used it. There's a process that you can set up that every so often it will run that process. For example, sending emails or checking for emails or purging people from a database. You can set it up to happen every so often. And with something as big as Discord, maybe it uses a lot of power to delete, you know, a lot of bandwidth, for example, to delete people. Maybe it runs a series of commands once every couple of weeks and gets rid of people that are no longer on, or get, you know.
Well, there's one Google and YouTube run one, don't they? That if your channel's been inactive for 2 years now, they've cut it down to, I think it is, instead of 5.
Right.
You get one warning email, and then that channel gets deleted if there's no activity on it.
Right.
Somebody did say Google were doing the same with websites, but I don't have a website. You know, the only ones I go on is when I'm searching, so I wouldn't know about that.
The thing with Google, even if they take a website down, there's still always going to be copy of that website somewhere. You've got the Wayback Machine. You know, when people have deleted videos from YouTube, for example, or deleted comments from or entire pages from websites, and if it's been on there long enough for the Wayback Machine to log it, then it will still be available.
Yeah, but it's, you know, I'm still learning what goes on in the background, to be honest. It's Heather. She's great. She'll push me.
My fault.
Like, you know, when I'm editing a video, or she sees me doing something with the editor or that downloader or something, she'll say, "Oh, try that bit. See what that does. See if you can do that."
Yeah.
you know. I hope that's you, Ollie.
Are we okay?
Yes.
Noodle.
Yay!
Lost Noodle.
Oh God, I'm still set as Lost Noodle, aren't I?
I'm not going to ask.
No, that was off Rev stream a couple of weeks ago because he called me a noodle.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you did call him a yogurt in return.
I think I've called him a lot of things, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah.
Oh dear. Anybody drowning yet? Anyway.
The dog nearly did when he went in the garden earlier.
Oh, the cat won't go out.
No?
No, she won't go out when it's wet.
I've ordered some more kittens.
Sorry, what?
Mail order.
I've ordered some kittens.
Mail order kittens.
I've ordered some kittens.
No,
I was going
he's
through Facebook.
rescue.
I was going through Facebook yesterday, and I saw the place where I got the dogs from. And I saw that they had they've got a load of kittens in, like, properly little kittens.
Bite size.
And I was like, well, with Smudge, I used to be able to fit his whole head in my mouth.
I ain't gonna ask how you found that out.
I could fit his whole head in my mouth at one point. But yeah, oh shit, I hope the rescue centre doesn't hear this. So no, I saw these kittens, and it says if you want to adopt a kitten, they'd rather the kittens go in pairs. So I was sitting there thinking, and before I realised it, I downloaded, filled in, and sent the fucking application form without even
You
realising.
went on there with every intention of filling one in.
This happens. This happened. So they emailed me back and said, yeah, we need to do a home inspection. We'll do it by WhatsApp. And I was like, okay, well, I can do this was yesterday. So I can do today or tomorrow, as in today.
Well, if it's the same one you used before, they'd have your details, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but they need to check still, make sure that it's okay. Because I had dogs before, didn't I? I want to check, make sure it's safe for the cat, or cats. But yeah, so they just said to me, look, they said, but we can't hold on to the kittens. I said, no, I realise that. I said, the reason I'm putting my interest forward now is that if those kittens are still available when I'm back in a couple of weeks or 10 days or whatever, you know, or if you get any more kittens in the future, then you've got somewhere we'll take them.
3 kittens. No, only 2, Gabby.
It's the crazy Catwoman starter kit, that is.
No, I'm the crazy cat man, me.
It's a midlife crisis.
That's why I've been kept away from the daughters, because cats had kittens. I'm not allowed near them. They'd be strip searching me on the way out the door.
Don't forget as well, Dan, that you're my cat godfather.
Yes.
So when I die, you get all my cats.
Yay.
Oh dear.
I'm never going to stop reminding you of that.
Do you use a regular vet for anything?
Who?
Yeah, I did.
Because this thing that's down there is registered with, what is it, the PDSA?
Yeah.
And you get appointments pretty quick. And obviously it's not means tested, but if you're on benefits and that, it's a lot cheaper.
Well, they ask you for it's normally 10% of what it costs. What it costs them, they'll normally ask you for 10%. But if you can't afford 10%, you give them what you can.
Yeah, because what we done, because she was originally the daughter's, she registered her with them. So if she needs to go over there, we just get her and the daughter take her anyway, because I can't stand her screaming in the car all the time.
Turn the music up.
I hate it. I hate hearing a cat cry. It's so pitiful.
Used to do the dogs used to go mental for the first 10 minutes in a car. They'd go mental. So I just used to turn the volume right up.
My best one that used to live indoors as a pet, if you even said the word vet, he was gone, mate. He was out in the garden. He was pouring at the gate to get into the kennels and the runs with the rest of the buggers. He hated it. If you even mentioned the word, ears would go up and he'd be gone. He hated the place.
Oh, bless him.
It
Yeah,
used to be-
I'm sorry, Roger. Resist. I'm a dog person myself, but I just can't. I haven't got it in me to look after the dogs anymore and take them out for walks. So it wouldn't be fair on dogs getting other dogs. Whereas cats, even though Smudge went and got himself run over, I'm sure I didn't treat him that badly when he committed suicide. But yeah, cats are far easier for me, and it's just the company. It's, you know, I was sitting there the other day just thinking how quiet it is.
Well, this,
You know, even
Heather's
without
son-
Smudge, and he wasn't noisy, but just the purring. You know, when he'd jump up and purr, and I'd stroke him, just that extra noise in the house makes a big difference.
Heather's son, they've had two. Well, they were two of hers actually. They both in and out. Is there only one left now, or they both?
There's one left. The one had all sorts of.
Yeah, they spent thousands on bloody vets bills.
Yeah,
But they didn't want a single cat. So the other one's in ill health now anyway. So, and it's not going to last much longer. So what they've done is taken the daughter's two kittens, and they're going to have them. But they keep them as indoor cats. They don't go out.
yes. Well, I'm going to be at least while I'm here. I wasn't going to get cats while I was here because I'm, you know, in the process of looking to move, and I thought it'd be unfair. But if I keep the cats indoors, and then when I move, obviously they've got to stay indoors for a bit when you move. You know,
Yeah, 3 days.
And then start letting them out, depending on where I move to. That is, but yeah, I want to keep them here. I want to keep them in.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
I'll be chasing them around. You know, but the thing is, when I keep them in, when I get bored, I'll just go looking for them, drag them out from their hiding spot, and say, "You are going to cuddle me."
Love me.
The
Fucking
thing
love
is,
me.
a lot of people use now are these exercise wheels front, like a giant hamster wheel.
Yes, my mate has got 8 Maine Coons. Well, technically she's got 6 Maine Coons, 1 Moggy, and a snow leopard Bengal. And she's got she's got a big exercise wheel, and it's brilliant. But to be fair, with them being kittens, it's not like you're confining them to one room. They've got the run of the flat. They'll get plenty of exercise in there.
Oh yeah.
When I move, I'm going to put. I saw a. Sorry, Roger, I just cut you off there.
That's all right, mate.
I saw a video on YouTube ages ago, and some bloke had put like shelves on the wall and covered them in carpet.
And done the run.
Some at a slant, and you know, some
Yeah.
flat and stuff like that. And the cats can climb up the wall on these shelves, and that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a
done his
idea.
whole house like it.
Really,
They got runs outside as well, all wired in, so they can't get out. And some of them are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, see, that's something as well, Dan. Like when you move, if you don't want to let them out, you can always get a catio built.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He probably doesn't know what one of them is.
yeah, it's like a run, isn't it, for the cats?
Caged off run.
Go outside a bit, yeah.
Didn't stop a street cat called Bob getting out, though. He did get run over.
Oh, bless him.
Paras,
Good
good
old-
afternoon.
I could
Yeah.
just put them on an elastic leash. When they run away, if they
Hey.
get too far, they get sprung back.
I used to do that with one of my Alsatians with 30-foot of bungee strap. It used to be fucking hilarious.
When mine were kittens, and I was getting them used to being around here, I used to walk mine around the cul-de-sac on harnesses and leads. 2 of mine are still harness trained.
Yeah, I'm not that mental to go walking.
I'd take mine for a walk,
Yeah.
but she wouldn't go. She'd get to the end of the drive like me and just flake out.
Oh no, mine.
Honestly, she's asleep on the chair. She'll get off of there. She'll walk up the other end. She'll have a bite to eat, a drink of water. By the time she gets back here, she's absolutely knackered and she goes back to sleep.
Because she's fat.
Out the front, it's scary.
But you, bitch. Oi. Oh,
Must be what happens to me when I get up off the sofa, make a coffee, and go back to the sofa again.
Honestly, mate, the other day,
me yawn. Oh.
I have never slept for so many hours in 24, but it was like every half hour, I was just falling asleep.
Yeah.
It was, I sat here, I fell asleep with my head on the desk at one point. Heather come down this morning, and apparently I didn't even hear her come down. She was sat over there. It weren't until she come back with a cup of coffee I realised she was there. But again, you know, I've been getting symptoms of the legs and the tremors and that simply, and we worked it out today with the doctor that it was because I missed that venous section that they were supposed to have booked me in for. You know, the symptoms intensified. And that's why now I've got to go back on another course of the venous sections, unfortunately. But the that test they're on about, Holly, the mass test, she said it could take some time to get it through.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that has requested it, not the GP.
Okay.
Obviously, I said, yeah, you know, with the waiting lists and the way things are, yeah, I wouldn't expect it to happen overnight. Apparently, it's a supply issue because the isotope they use is not rare, but they don't use it very often, so they don't keep it, as it were. So they've got to try and find a supply of this isotope, whatever they're going to use, before they can actually book me in for the test.
Oh, good God.
So, yeah, maybe I'm going to turn into something like a Spider-Man, you know. Get the isotope in me, man.
You never know. Well, I've got to wait for this MRI to come through. Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the MRI comes through before the gastro specialist appointment.
Yeah, they're all over the place at the minute. There is up here at Good Hope.
It's ridiculous because they've put the ECG, the 24-hour ECG through as an emergency, and that came through within a week for the appointment in November. Whereas kitty,
that's one of them.
They're long haired. You're going to need some antihistamines.
Yeah,
they're not all long haired. There are some.
We can shave them.
Yeah, just give them a haircut every so often. Oh, look at the little face.
It's a bandit one.
And you said you don't like gingers.
I don't. I like that one. I like
DNA was mixed in a test tube, mate.
Oh, bless.
I like that one. They could be gone by next week, so I might have to just
imagine me going to a place like that. I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one.
Is it pick and mix? Just find them at the end.
Also, one of them dogs as well, just for a difference. You know?
Yeah, just chuck them all in the bag and weigh them at the end. Pay on weight.
Well, the daughter's just got another dog because they lost the last one. She had to be put down with cancer and stuff. And what is it? Is it another snaff she's got?
No.
What is it?
An XL bully.
Oh, fucking hell. She's got an XL bully.
Good girl. Go on.
She's absolutely soft as anything. She's got a beautiful temperament. She's 5 months old, but hadn't been housed yet. But she's white, and she's got almost white blue eyes.
Ooh.
Killer eyes.
You know, like the Huskies have that really light blue.
That's right. Come the zombie apocalypse, they'll be moving in with us. Instant guard dog.
But she's so good. She is so good. Superb temperament.
Excellent. That's the thing, though. Most of them have. It's just
It's the owner.
People get dogs like that because of status, and it's like, oh, look at me, I've got an XL bully, and I'm so fucking odd. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they don't know how. The thing is, a bully,
if-
any kind of bully, even a staff.
Yeah.
They,
I mean, you go back.
They are a different kind of dog to any other breed.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fabulous, but they are fucking nutcases. My staffy used to throw himself down the stairs for fun. And I'm not exaggerating.
Up here in
My
Liverpool.
mate used to have one of these. It was not a staffy. It was an ugly looking thing with a big long nose, but real thick set. It was one of them type of dogs. And he used to throw half bricks when he was playing catch with the fucking thing.
Yeah.
This thing would catch half bricks. I mean, what?
Up here in Liverpool, the I call them the scallies up here.
Yeah.
You know, the pikeys that go around robbing people and stuff. They call them scallies, and they've all got the dogs. You know what I mean? And I never ever saw it in my life. But when I moved up to Liverpool, and you go for a walk in the park or around the streets near a park, and you see these young lads in there with staffs latched onto branches, like 5-6 foot in the air, just hanging by their teeth on these branches, or they teach them to chew and bite at the tree. And doing that shit is gonna, you know, a dog thinks it's okay to then go and start destroying something and ragging it about.
All mine, I mean, that it's probably going back before a lot of you guys' time. I mean, 30 odd years ago, the Alsatian German Shepherd had a bad rep because the only sort of attacks that were being recorded were ones by Alsatians. But mine never had an issue. I mean, the one I kept as a pet, he was daft as mind you, he was highly trained. He was as daft as a brush. I'd trust him with the kids. I wouldn't trust any dog alone with me kids, but I'd trust him with the kids, you know, to play in the garden if I was out in the garden, and he'd protect them. The others, not so much. They were trained, but they weren't kept as pets. Most of them went on to like the RAF and the army. But the one I kept as a pet, and that's why I left him with the kids when I left, because they loved him so much and he loved them.
See, my staffy was like that. My staffy he was so friggin', he was loyal to a fault.
Afternoon, Beardy. Sorry, Bobby.
But he was batshit crazy as well. He was a ball junkie. So any kind of ball you gave him, he would just absolutely obliterate it. And he had an undrilled bowling ball in the garden, and he would go and play with that instead, because he couldn't destroy it, he couldn't get his gob round it, and he would literally grind his teeth on it whilst he was out there. And I was just like, dude, you're not right in the head. But you know what, best dog ever. And I say this knowing damn well that Archie can hear me downstairs.
I had one, I had to get rid of him. It was one that did go to the RAF because of his attitude. He was a runt of the litter. He was the only one left in the litter when I went to see him. But he looked so cute and dopey. And I thought, yeah, I'll have you, mate. Come on. Now, as he grew up, he was obedient when he was on the lead, put it that way. Once he was off the lead, anything with wheels, whether it was stationary or moving, was a fair game target. He didn't go after people, just vehicles, bikes. And the trainer that I used to use, he's an ex-police trainer, funny enough. And he wanted to give me some like one-to-one tuition, rather, you know, the group nights, Holly, in the sports halls and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
The obedience school, where we done all that. But this thing wouldn't do a retrieve. If the sports hall door was open and I threw its toy down the bloody hall, the thing would be out through the fucking fire door and gone. So he said, right, I'll come over and I'll sort him out for you. Now, what he done, again, he'd got one of these, not a stretchy lead, but like a good solid lead, not one of these on a coil. It was just rope. And there was probably about 50 foot of this shit.
The recall line.
Yeah. And what he said, right, send the dog out and tell him to flap. which is lay down. That's the word I used to use for down, was flat. So, and he said, if he don't take any notice, I'll do it. And what he had was a 2-ounce backy tin. Remember the old tobacco tins, the big ones?
Yeah.
Half a dozen nuts and bolts in it, taped up with foam. And what he did, when the dog wouldn't listen to the command, it's still running, had its back to, he'd wang this fucking tin at him. It didn't hurt him, but the banging and the clanging as it hit him made him stop and look back. So I shouted the command. This fucking thing wouldn't stop. Just as he let go of the tin, the thing stopped and looked round. He's smacked between the fucking eyes. And I'll tell you what, that dog took notice every time I shouted his name after that.
I think I'll take notice.
It was funny as fuck. The look of shock on his face.
Them backy tins are very universal. My dad came off a motorbike once with a backy tin in his back pocket, and he ended up skidding down the road on the backy tin rather than on his arse. So it actually saved him a fair bit of pain and whatnot.
I used to have shelves full of
saved him
nuts,
some art.
bolts, rivets. if you went in what I used to call my screw box, and I won't put anything dirty in there. When I used to carry my cordless drills and that, I always had my screw box, and it was a wooden toolbox about 1.5 feet long, 1 foot high, maybe 1 foot wide, and that was just stacked up with tobacco tins with different size screws and fittings in each one. But I still got them out there now, boxes like that.
I've got mine here.
Yeah, but you got the little one, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I got one that I copper coated
Mine's wider than yours.
to make it look vintage.
You got a skinny one, I got a fat one.
Oh yeah, yours is
We'll leave that there. Swiftly moving on.
no, hers is strepsil tin shape. What I did, I covered it in matchsticks like the old school used to. But what I done was carved in the matchsticks a pentagram, and then inlaid that before it was varnished and that. It's quite a few years ago, that is now, isn't it?
Yes, darling.
But yeah, I used to do all the old ones, the backy tins, the painted ones, soldering bits and pieces on them, to make them look like an ornament. And but I coat them as well, copper coating, chroming. Used to do it all in a little jar in the shed with electrolysis.
Did you say about just changing the subject slightly? Did you? Obviously, we need to bring the tone down a little bit. Did you see my Katie Price post?
I haven't seen that yet.
On Facebook.
It's on Facebook. Yeah, I've got Facebook shut down. I've got about 4 screens open here.
It says, "I'm loving my new lips. Look at them. I love my new lips." And underneath it says,
"Oh yeah, the camel toe."
Katie Price shows off huge new lips after getting more filler. So I spent just a couple of seconds changing the pictures.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah.
So couldn't resist
a lot of collagen, isn't it? See, you've started me off now. Can't blame me for this one. Afternoon bittersweet.
No, like a good pair of lips, eh?
I knew one of us would have to do it. And I was trying not to say anything. Stitch, good afternoon, darling. See that? I'm actually watching the chat as well today.
Look at you multitasking. Who are you and what have you done with Roger?
I know he's he's a right obstinate little bastard, but he's learning a lot, see.
Oh, no, he isn't.
I'm still learning more on the editing suite as well. I'm quite enjoying playing with that, to be honest.
Oh, see, I'm currently, obviously because of the ASMR thing, I'm currently learning all about sound. But I think I've got it. I think I've got everything absolutely nailed now. So
The word ASMR just always makes me think of something dirty, and I don't know why. It just reminds me of the yeah, not BDSM, but I think it's the end. The ASMR.
Yeah, does that have sticky out bits or sticky inny bits? Sorry, it's him. He started it. Oh dear, it goes back to riding the Siberian.
How's Danny?
No, don't go down that route.
You were sorry, Dan.
How's Danny?
Yeah, he's good. He's working today, so it's pissing down with rain.
Not ideal weather to be out working, that's for sure.
No.
They used to question us on the fishing boat. What do you do in the rain? I said, well, we work on the water, so we ain't frightened of it.
Well, no, exactly.
It's a bit of a pisser when it's coming over the side of the boat, mind, but
yeah.
He's been looking after me while I've been dying of man flu.
Him flu, them flu, innit? Something like that.
Man flu. Man flu. I'm dying. I thought I was.
If you was on a boat, Roger, and somebody asked you that, you'd have to turn around and say, look, it's not the water coming from above that's a problem. It's when it comes from fucking underneath. That's when you need to start worrying.
Yeah. When it gets beyond knee deep, mate, you're in the shit. I mean, there was some lads. I don't know whether you've heard of an EPIRB.
What?
An EPIRB. It's a little electronic device that if it goes in the water or tips out, anything like that, it's like a locator beacon.
Oh God! Right. When you said EPIRB, do you know what it sounded like? Like a
EPIRB.
Like a digital pervert.
Most of them are these days, aren't they?
Yes, electronic personal locating. Yeah. And of course, some of the lads are, I ain't fucking wearing that, so they'd just throw it somewhere on the deck. And next thing you know, you got the Coast Guard helicopter above you, like, oh, we've had an emergency signal from your fucking EPIRB. But they couldn't figure out how it went off 30 odd mile inland one weekend. Apparently, one of the lads that took it home, his daughter thought it was a toy and threw it in the fucking fish pond.
Wow.
And it set this thing off, and next thing they know, there's a RAF helicopter, the rescue helicopter hovering over the house. Oh, it was funny as fuck. But yeah, most boats have them on now, and I don't know whether charter fishermen do. I haven't been for years, but I know you have to wear a life jacket now. They insist on that.
Just gonna go make a coffee. Back in a sec.
No worries. I'm still on my daily rations of go juice. I haven't finished that yet.
Ooh, check you out,
Holly.
But it means I'm not drinking enough liquids.
Why don't you tell some of us ignorant idiots that are on here about ASMR? Because I've looked it up and I can see it's all about noise, but what can it do for you?
Well, it's not just about noise. It stands for autonomous sensory meridian response, and that just sounds like a load of fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
But basically, some people are susceptible to certain reactions to certain stimuli. So be it sounds, visual stimuli, things like that. Now, what you see in a lot of ASMR videos is sound triggers, but also a lot of people use hand triggers. So, for example, they will, almost look like they're wiping the camera. And that, for some people, triggers something in their brain, and it can give them chills, like shivers, like good shivers. For me personally, it sends me to sleep. It relaxes me, which is a real pain in the ass when you're trying to edit an ASMR video and you're nodding off
That's a hell in itself, isn't it? Trying to listen to something that will put you to sleep and finding out it working, but having to go back and start all over again.
Is that like
Yeah.
listening to me?
Yes. I regularly
So-
have to go back and start all over again.
Well, I've just
So-
had two headlines put through to me. One, a huge comet has violently exploded and is visible with the naked eye. Yeah, like fuck through this lot? You're joking. And the other one is Sunak told to shut down Britain's gas something. And I can't see it. It's going to take ages to go into the phone to find it because it's a pay-as-you-go one.
A huge comment 3 times the size of Mount Everest has violently exploded was a headline in the Daily Mail 3 days ago. I'll have a look into it.
Okay. That's how late my alerts come through. She's just said it happened 3 days ago.
But then
Yeah, I saw that.
yesterday.
In 2024, it's supposed to be heading to past Earth.
What did you say about Sunak?
He's been told to shut down British gas something, whether it's gas pipeline, gas feed, well, I don't know. I couldn't say. That was all I saw of the headline. That was from... Who was the one that got thrown out of Wales?
The Telegraph, shut down Britain's gas network
That's it.
and roll out heat pumps.
That's it.
No.
Well, they've already proved, the scientists and the gas engineers have said it just won't happen. It's too expensive to put in place. And there's so many variations of it. Basically, every house will have to have a customized install. And it just won't happen.
It's too expensive. The councils aren't going to fit it.
Stupid
Housing
nuclear
associations aren't going to fit it. So you're only looking at owned properties. And it takes so long to recoup the value of it. Is it really going to add that much to the saleable value of your house?
Well, the thing is, if you haven't got it, they'll make it unsellable by passing the law that if it's not up to spec, you won't be able to market your house. That was already in the pipeline.
Which brings in companies like WeBuyAnyHouse.com, who will buy it and will fit a pump and will then sell it on.
Unless they change their name to We'll Buy Any House, unless it's not got a heat pump.
Yeah. It's something they've had in legislation but hasn't been passed yet. It's something they were going to introduce under that energy bill.
Yeah, but there will be companies
part of
set up to do that.
Google is saying USA battleship just shot down. It shot down quite a few, Rob. It didn't come from any of the two that are main ones. It came from Yemen, the ones they shot down, and a few drones. But I don't discuss that a lot in here because you don't know what to believe. It's the same as, I mean, the Russian-Ukraine war is over. Nobody's talking about it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's had all his money, hasn't he?
Well, the thing is, the two of them are begging over there now to keep themselves in the media. Zelensky's back in Israel and Putin's back in the other mob.
Yeah, but it's all about the current thing, isn't it? It's like going through Facebook. I can see people are starting with the Israel friggin' flags on their profile photos. You know, and you go through their past profile photos, and it's like they've got the Ukraine flag, and they've got the NHS flag, and the Pride flag, and the COVID vaccination banner, and it's just like, fuck off.
What was it I said the other day? No, everybody said, yeah, the protests in London shouldn't have been allowed to happen because of what they're supporting. Now, I've looked back through some of the footage. Now, all the way through the footage, you can see the young ones in the protest starting the hassle everywhere it went off. They saw an Englishman, they saw a Union Jack. They were going over and starting on them. Now, if you watch those videos, the older ones on the protest were telling them to get back into the protest. you know, waving their arms, shouting at them, shoving them. Now, somebody's come on, I won't say who understands the language or best part of it because he's from out that way. Now, he said what he heard them older ones saying is this is supposed to be a peaceful protest. Don't ruin what we're doing. So the older ones in that protest were trying to stop the younger ones cause trouble.
But the problem is, don't matter what kind of protest it is, right? You're going to have the infiltrators, like
Yes.
you know, like the current thing mob, who will just turn up and they will kick off because they're stupid and they think that that's how you get things done.
Yeah, I mean there was it was Patriotics Crusaders video, I think it was. There was a load of them went at them. And one took a swing at the Patriots, and for his trouble, he got laid out with one punch. But, you know, that in fairness, I'm not on either side. I don't really give a shit who they kill over there. If they're killing each other, then fine. As long as just don't bring it here, you know? It's their war, not mine.
Too late.
Yeah, that's the problem. But, you know, when you see things like that, this is why I look at it from both sides. There were people in that protest that were trying to stop the trouble and protest quietly or peaceably, as it were. You know, as he said they were going on. It's a religion that preaches peace, but they don't do it, as it were. You know, you don't get any peace from a religion that teaches peace. I mean, I don't understand it because I don't do religion, as you know. I don't care about it. But yeah, it's not just Europe, and it's worldwide now. Every country in the world is having problems with this. And sadly, I said it's going to happen. I predicted it months and months and months ago.
Baby,
What?
want a coffee?
Ah, go on, man. Thank you.
No, I've just made one. Thanks. Thanks for the offer.
No, I literally I don't drink enough liquids. I mean, that's why my skin's flaky now. Is because
Water.
I dehydrate. I don't like water.
Water.
You don't have to like it, Roger. Just have
You
to
have
drink.
to drink it.
I know. I've been trying. I'm the other day I sat here and rather than have something else, I went and got a big glass of orange and. But yeah, I mean, I go back. I watched 1984 again the other night, which if anybody wants to see the original, it's on YouTube and it's colorized.
Yes, it is. I've seen that myself. So that one last year.
And I keep going back to that. The two great continents in the final war. You know, it's too much of a coincidence for my mind. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I don't know, but it's not as if we didn't see this coming.
Someone's read the book wrong, haven't they, Roger?
You what, mate?
Someone's read the book wrong and taken it as an instruction manual.
Yeah.
This is the thing, right? This is what I've always wondered. You know, like they say that conspiracy theories are spoilers, and it's like, are they just reading these conspiracy theories and going, "Oh, that's a good idea. We're going to do that one."
What it is you've got groups like the WEF, WHO. They're putting the ideas out there, and the scientists are backing them. So the government think that's right. That's what they're going to do. And then you've got the big players, which are the money boys, which are behind everything, saying, yes, that's a good idea. That's what we want. We're going to make money. So the governments bring them in. But you look at what's happening to Pfizer and Moderna now. Have you seen the news on them?
Pfizer's going broke, aren't they?
Yep. They are almost, well, they're not going broke, but there are big sections of it that they're shutting down and they're going to lay off staff simply because people are too wary of concoctions and drugs now. So,
we need a new pandemic to keep them all in business.
Well,
this is what they said.
in, this kind of ties in with that letter of Roger's, because
Yeah.
I don't think that that is just data harvesting. Now,
No. They
I
want
know,
paranoid people.
well, not just that. How easy is it, right? You have a blood test for, say, cancer or whatever. How easy is it for your doctor just to turn around and go, "You've got cancer," and we believe them?
Exactly.
Then
The
what?
test proves positive. I
It wouldn't
always
take
ask to look at the
anything.
results myself when I go in.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much for them to start lying about things like that so that they can push treatments so that Big Pharma get more fucking
But
money.
that's what they've always said: a patient cured is money lost.
Absolutely.
I said it in my comment earlier, Roger, when he was talking about that letter. I said that they want your DNA so they can find out how to unalive you in
Yeah.
case, you know.
Yep. Oh, you're
What
in a
else?
high risk of this. You might just have a little bit starting. Right, we'll put you on this drug.
Yep.
Yeah, we've checked your DNA and it appears you've got all the markers for dementia. So we're going to put you in a home now.
Yeah.
Okay, rather than when your mind goes, we'll put you in a home now and take care of you now.
Yep. And again, I think this is why they're reconsidering the what can I call it? I suppose it's all right to call it the euthanasia thing. You know, it's everything's turning about face on what they said they were going to do, what they weren't going to do. There's no cure for PAP, unfortunately.
Good.
Well, considering I was put together in a test tube, Beardy, that I was lost from the start, mate.
You wouldn't want to eradicate this.
I spent years putting my place of birth down as a second test tube on the left. And
Brilliant.
you'll be surprised how many forms accepted it.
I can imagine, actually.
The last ones that didn't was the NHS, funny enough.
Oh, shock horror.
But that was when I put my religion down as Jedi, Druid, Buddhist as well. They made me change that.
Well, Jedi, well, I'd have told them to go fuck themselves because the Jedi is a legitimate religion now, apparently.
Yes, it is. It is registered as well.
I'd
And
tell
there
them
is
to
a
go fuck
language as well.
I do think that we should be able to unalive ourselves in a humane way if we so bloody well wish.
It was like that slogan that I used to have up on my opening banner in Klingon. I mean, that was totally against the grain, but YouTube never picked up on it. It was something like keep your eye on the enemy, live well or die well, something like that. And it was on there for weeks. It was written on Klingon. I think Mickey Mouse twigged onto it. He knew what it was. I think it was Mickey. There was somebody else knew what it was as well, but everybody else was like, "What's that? What does that mean? What's all that? Is that Chinese?" Because you can actually get a dictionary of Klingon.
A Klingon dictionary. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
seriously. There's people learn it. I mean, it's enough watching the series, let alone learning the language.
You guys are on your own for a minute. I'm just organising my life.
You are?
Yeah.
Who's that, Donna?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to jump off and go back down into chat because I've got tea to cook.
All right, sweetheart. No worries. Thank you for jumping up.
It's all right, and I will speak to you soon.
See you later.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. And don't forget, peoples, Pap will tell you in a bit anyway, no Sunday night live this week.
Somebody actually said to me, Roger, why don't I ask you to do the live on Sunday?
Somebody said, why don't you and Heather jump on together for an hour or two? You know, both of us sit in front of the camera and what have you. I mean, I should have enough hours on my thing because I'm always 6 under. So, yeah, let's see how I feel. You know, probably 8 till 10 or something like that, maybe.
But if you're going to, let me know. I'll stick a post on the community page.
Yeah, I'll sit and have a chat with Heather and see what she says. But yeah, that's an option. It'll give some people somewhere to come for an hour or two just to have a chat. The regulars, won't it?
Later, paranormal. I'm just itching my foot, by the way. I'm not doing anything weird.
All right, paranormal. Take care, sweetie.
Ah.
She's featherweight. That's not very nice, bittersweet. Yeah, Stuart, I'll consider that. Yeah, good idea, Dan.
I might be back next weekend. I don't know yet. It depends how it all goes with the kids. And I'm going to see it's my dad's 80th birthday on Monday as well.
Yeah.
Plus, the boys want to see me individually as well. So I'm going to have to go see them both, and then I'm going to see one of them Sunday day. Go down to my dad's on Monday, see my dad for his birthday, see a few mates and that, and then see one of my other boys. So we'll see how it goes. But I will let everybody know on my community page. I'll let you know as well, Roger. Obviously.
Yeah, just let me know in Discord or something, and if there's any update you want to put out there, I'll put it out at the end of the video or something next week.
No worries, thank you.
Okay.
Only on my birthday, Tony. Only on my birthday.
If you say he's going to want to
Down the Richard
than that.
Mackler. See, I even remembered the name of the pub this time.
I'm a hermit. Other than that, once a year.
Yes, Resist. I don't have the facility to do call-ins anyway. I done away with Skype a long time ago because I kept getting pestered by, well, quite honestly, hot women, but not the sort I would want to associate with.
They're not really hot women, though, Roger.
No, some of them look like hot young boys, to be honest.
80-odd-year-olds that have stolen, like 80-odd-year-old men that have stolen those photos from somebody's Facebook profile.
Well, I'm sure one of them resembled Richard Upton, but we won't go into that on here because I'd leave them alone. Let them get on with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did have Skype for a while, but it was getting annoying. And I don't do things like OBS. I just use the basic StreamYard and YouTube. It was just through a little bit of persistence on my behalf that I found out how to get rid of them fucking hearts. Because they are so annoying. I mean, it's a nice idea, but don't put it there. Put it at the bottom of the screen next to the chat or something. So
I still think they should. Make each comment reactionable, so you can react to each comment with a thumbs up or a like or a smiley face or something. I think that would be better than having that big fucking one just dumped on the chat there somewhere.
Yeah, I just find it annoying because you can't get anywhere near the 3 dots when you're modding on anywhere.
Yeah.
As you say, what I've started doing now, if the other channels haven't turned them off, I put in a full stop.
Yeah, it bumps it up one.
If it's a comment, I think, how long, that's a bit dodgy. I just hit enter, so I've posted a full stop, but I can get to the dots to do the modding. I still can't beat Holly. I don't know how the fuck she gets in there that quick.
Well, she's good.
I get comments coming up deleted. You know what I mean?
Surf, it's only the person running the live stream that can turn it off in the settings for the live stream. We can't turn it off individually for ourselves. It's a channel setting rather than an individual account setting.
And to be honest, they would have still been on today because I only realised I'd left them on because when I opened YouTube for the live, it came up as settings because I'd left it on there. So, yes, get rid of them bastard. I saw your comment. Get out of there. But it is an easy... I mean, if I can find it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, as I said to you when you told me about it, if I remember, you'll have to remind me. But I will, or if you forget and I remember, then obviously I'll do it. But if I forget and you remember, then
I mean, what is it? It's in settings, edit, customization. Yeah. Simple 3 steps. Boom.
Having to do it for every stream though is a bit of a pain in the arse.
Yeah. I don't know whether it does come on automatically. I mean, I'd left it turned on there when I was pissing around with it the other day because I got halfway through, got excited, and posted on Discord how to turn it off, and I didn't go back to it.
It has what's it called? Default settings. And every time you've done a live stream, because I have to go in every week and press the same, switch the same things on or off that I have on every live stream. So that I would imagine that would be exactly the same because it's in the same place that I have to change the settings on mine.
Well, I shall look into it each time now. I shall check the settings before I go live to make sure it's off. Because you know what I'm like. I have that many things going on in front of me here. If I got to go into settings while I'm live, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to get cancelled. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Oh, fuck you know. Oh, did you see that one of the coach that pushed through the protesters?
No.
Bloody great coach. The Just Stop Oil stood in front of it, and he was just edging forward all the time. He didn't stop. They were sitting down, but they were getting up because he weren't stopping. The bloody thing was full of the immigrants going down to that barge. So, I mean, come on, who do I back here? And I certainly ain't going to support Just Stop Oil, but no, he wouldn't, Mickey. He just kept going forward. The ones that were sat down, the others were dragging them out of the way because they could see what was going to happen. Oh, fair plays to the driver, though, you know. And, of course, mainstream media on some of the tabloids that posted, the working class man defeats Just Stop Oil. Didn't say anything about the immigrants. But I don't think, they didn't have police escorts with them last time. That's strange. Yeah, sometimes they do have police escorts with them, or at least a police car in the front of them. But they didn't this time. That's interesting. Yeah, never thought of it that way. So I've got notes scattered all over the table here, ready for next week and bloody all sorts. And that one was a good one. Penny Mordaunt, the House leader when Sunak ain't there.
Right.
She's been moaning that mainstream media, in particularly she mentioned BBC, I think it was, are not following the Ofcom guidelines when they're reporting from Israel, Gaza, out east.
Right.
And she said, and she was quite open about this, they should not be reporting the way they do on terror groups. And I've just reading what I've written here. So to me, straight away, the government are censoring mainstream media, which we know anyway, but that absolutely proves it. Because the government tell Ofcom what they can allow and what they can't.
Yeah.
But she did say that the live reports from the reporters on the ground should not be taken as fact or genuine.
Well, just because they haven't got time. If it's on the ground, they haven't got time to confirm any of the details, have they?
Yeah, but she openly said, "Do not take these as what you don't take them as what you're saying as genuine." I was surprised when she said that. I was just channel surfing and I flicked onto the Parliament channel when she said it. There was only half a dozen of them sat in there. But yeah, I was quite surprised at that. We knew that they're censored by government. You said it often enough, the same as I have, that they tell them what stories they can cover and what they can't.
Yeah.
But for him to actually stand up in Parliament and say it, basically saying, look, we tell Ofcom what to do. It's, oh, Ollie's got the neighbours kicking off.
Quick, get back on the panel. Let's listen.
Go live, please. We do that 'cause-
Oh,
All right,
Hi,
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually get to that protest next month over here. I won't say who, but I've been in touch with one group, and they've told me when it is, and they're going to get in touch with me nearer the time. And if I hang around with them, they're going to use walkie-talkies and that to keep in touch. I don't want to go that deep into it. I'm just there to show a bit of support, not get into any fucking trouble, and
I'll find a wall to
just get some clips for a video, you know. And it's the only one that's close enough to me that I can physically get to do a bit without getting too stressed or too tired, because they said it's going to be a static one. It's not a marching about one. That they only do static ones. So, but yeah, hopefully I'm in on the ground floor with that. It's someone that we both know, Dan. I'll tell you in private at some point.
No worries.
But in fairness, I don't want to put their name out there unless they say.
We have contacts for information.
Yeah.
And we'll be passing it on to anybody who wants to go to the Birmingham rally. Yeah,
Closer to the time, I will be able to put out the information on it. So if anybody wants to come down, feel free. I'm easy enough to speak and pick out of a crowd.
I'll be in a pub. You're welcome to join me.
Yeah, she'll be in the nearest pub. I'll be out there holding my phone.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rob. I've seen videos like that recently. It's scary how realistic that they can get these things to look these days.
What one's that?
Rob's put a video in off topic. Unreal Engine. I've not played it. I'm just looking at the cover photo for it at the moment with the cars on. But the cars.
Oh, the CGI gaming type thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, they do that. They look hell realistic,
Don't they?
And this was the problem when people started spotting with all this aerial footage and that with Ukraine and Russia. People were starting to noticing that some of the footage they were showing of stuff getting shut down and tanks blown up were actually game footage.
Computer games, yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. You've got to have some bollocks to put that out, haven't you? And go, look at this.
But I'll be honest, I looked at a few. And I thought, really a jet won't turn like that or a missile won't react like that. And I'll just put it down to maybe the angle of filming or something like that. But then when it was mentioned and I started looking, I thought, I'm starting to see mistakes there now.
Yeah.
And the one I spotted was originally when it kicked off, they showed, who was it? BBC, I think it was. Might have been Sky. Of a load of rockets being launched. Multiple rockets from multiple launchers. Mobile ones. Now, I'd seen that footage before, about 3 years ago. And it was actually a NATO exercise. It wasn't even the Russians firing the fucking rockets.
But the thing is, you're gonna have to expect people to do that shit, right? There's absolutely no way you can stop that. And to be fair, a meme, once it's been shared a few thousand times, is going to be very difficult to fucking track back to where it originated from.
Yeah.
What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to target the people that have shared it at the moment that they find it, rather than the person who might have shared it originally. It's going to be very difficult to find the location of the first ground zero, if you like. But I've seen somebody's just put in there about Bearded Vet just said about the reporter pretending to be under fire. It was a meme about it. I've seen a video for that, and I watched a video report just a couple of days ago from from the Middle East, and it turns on with a woman laying down in a ditch with her cameraman. No sirens going, no blasts going off, nothing at all, and she's laying in the ditch and she's going on about how they've just had to hit the deck because of missiles flying over. And then they've got up, and then right in the distance, there's like smoke coming up. But there's so much smoke, it couldn't have just happened. Do you know what I mean? It's that high, and that it must go, for 10, 20, 30 mile long, this fucking smoke plume.
There was one, it was on the live, I think it was Sky again, one of their things. The reporter stood like on the edge of a curb looking at the camera, and the camera's pointing across the road, and you could see the reporter going like this, it's we're in the middle of a war zone, we've just had a rocket attack, people are terrified here now, and then behind him across the other side of the road you can see everybody just going about their business, doing their daily shopping.
Yeah. Well, there was one again, I don't know if it's the one that Bearded Vet was talking about, but there was one where reporters got up off the floor after saying that they'd just sort of been under attack, and there's a woman standing there close by with her shopping in her hands.
Yeah, there was
a German there looking at them as if to say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
There was a German one. It was nothing connected to these two things that are going on now, but it was out in the Middle East. They were covering some incident, and the cameraman must have turned his camera on and went live too early, because they actually caught her bending down, picking up some dirt and rubbing it on her face, and then putting her helmet on so it looked like she was in the middle of a fucking war zone. And it went out live.
That's strange. I've just got an error posting a comment. I was responding to Haibu. He's asked me if it was CNN. I said no, not sure which channel, but it defo wasn't CNN. It's come up with an error. Try again. That's peculiar.
Try again then.
Try again or refresh. I used to get that regularly on your stream, mate.
I was going to say I've had that before.
It could be YouTube messing about again.
It's strange because the comment has got nothing in there at all that might have flagged it for something.
No, it's just a glitch.
I mean, I went through one of your streams for about 3 hours where I had to keep refreshing the page because it wouldn't allow me to get to the mod tools.
Right.
It wouldn't let me click on there.
It's because I took the mod spanner off you.
No, it wouldn't even let me access to channels and the usual workings in there. It wouldn't allow me to. All I could get was report or block, like a normal member, as it were.
Yeah, because Dan took a moderator off him.
No, I had me spanner.
Well, I was joking. I didn't take the moderator off him. He's not been naughty enough to have his spanner removed.
Actually, Dan, you did. You took the spanner off him and gave it him back to see if it solved.
Yes, you did actually. Yes, you did.
Was that then?
Because you unmodded me and then modded me again straight away, and that cleared it for a bit. But yeah, YouTube have been pissing around in streams for a couple of weeks now.
Just got a voice message I need to listen to. Won't be a sec.
When was it? Your last one on the Sunday, I think. There was all sorts of shit going on in there. Bloody things being removed, deleted. Delete messages.
And then there was silence.
Yeah, there was all sorts going on in there, Holly. I mean, 1 minute I had access, then all of a sudden it said message deleted, but it wouldn't tell me who deleted it, which it should. Then it timed somebody out, and it just didn't come up, and it said the bot had done it. That was the weirdest thing.
Oh yeah, it said Nightbot had removed a comment.
Yeah, it actually said that Nightbot was the one that had removed them. Was that still kicking off over there, or is it? Put the microphone against the wall, Holly. Put the microphone on the wall. Preferably with a glass between it. Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, what'd you say, Sonny? Oh, what was it? Yeah, it was weird, Ollie. I mean, I had it like that on Dan's a few weeks ago, but not as bad. But last Sunday, it just went fucking weird. Yes, Tony. Same as, mate. Rebelling against its evil overlords. Well, I think Ollie's the one that's going to teach it a lesson.
Holly is the evil overlord. Well, underlord. She's not tall enough to be an overlord.
Oh, did you hear the latest one in F1?
No, what's that?
Well, XF1, Bernie Eccleston.
What about him?
Well, there was something to do, a court case or something going on when he sold F1, because obviously he owned all the rights and he sold it to that American media company. Well, the court case has just finished, and apparently he owes £252 million in back taxes.
Well, what happens when you fiddle your books, isn't it?
They're well fiddled.
But I mean, with the fortune that his family have got, or him himself, to be honest, he didn't need to fiddle anything. He was absolutely
How they get rich?
committed.
It's how they get rich, by fiddling the books.
Yeah.
Little bit here, little bit there.
I mean, I
noticed
knew that he was going to get a penalty. It was quite obvious that, yeah, he'd owed this money for some time. I just didn't realise it was that amount.
Yeah, that's right. What he's got to do is go out on his yacht somewhere and mysteriously disappear.
Well, he's got the money to do it, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Listen, Roger, I'm going to have to disappear for a bit. I've still got some tidying up to do so it's
no worries, mate. And yeah, you've got packing to do as well, haven't you?
I want to try and get a couple of hours. I've not slept yet today, so I want to try and get a couple of hours. Hopefully, be up by 9ish, and then back to bed about 1. Hopefully.
What time you got to catch a train tomorrow?
Fuck, I can't remember. Where is it?
You're not doing a me like I did the other day at the fucking hospital.
10, no, 20, no, quarter to 1.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
12:45.
That's not too bad. Yeah, I couldn't believe I'd done that the other day. I think it
No,
was
it's not quarter to
Phil
1,
It
actually.
Comfortably Dumb called it doing a
Listen.
Biden. Fucking walking all the way around the hospital, and I didn't need to be there because the appointment had been cancelled. And I wouldn't mind. I sat there for 20 minutes thinking, well, yeah, I'm looking at the bruise on my arm where they took the blood last week. I'm like, yeah, they told me then that I didn't need to come in today. I'm like, for fuck's sake. So that was half hour each way lost and a 20-minute wait in between.
Done it myself. Been halfway to the hospital in a taxi and realised that I'm not due to be there, and thought to myself, I'm going to look a twat if I tell this cabbie to turn round. so just let him drop me off and then order another one straight back.
Yeah. Hang on, mate, I ain't finished yet. But Heather offered to drive me round. What we do is there's a public car park in the park the other side of the road. Now, it's usually chocker because it's free and all the nurses park in there. But there's spaces where if you're waiting in your car, you can pull in.
Right.
So she wouldn't even have got there before I'd have been on the phone. Oh, yeah, come pick us up. But, that was funny. I just sat there. I was absolutely kicking myself. I'm sure they heard me swear under my breath when I realised. Because
Are you on till 7?
hopefully, yeah. Sometimes a friend of ours drops in on a Friday,
Right.
but it's
Not
never before
expecting.
6. So
Not
If I get my stuff done and I'm over and I can't sleep, I'll jump back on.
yeah, no worries, mate. Well, I'll be
speak-
about anyway, no matter what. So I'll always be about. I always have Discord open. That's
No worries. No worries. All right, everyone in the chat. I will. Some of you I'll see on Facebook. Well, speak to on Facebook. For the rest of you, I will, unless something interesting happens with the police, which will get uploaded to YouTube. But other than that,
only if
I
he's
will see
sober.
you all. Well, yes, because the last time I tried, I opened my phone the morning afterwards and I was on the go live page without having pressed the button to go live because I was so inebriated I didn't realise. But I'm not drinking this weekend because I don't want my kids to, to I don't want to do or say anything fucking kids are gonna be embarrassed by or so. Anyway, I will speak to you later, Roger. Heather,
All
I'll
right,
speak to you later.
Sweet dreams, darling.
And everybody in the chat, I'll see you soon. Keep out of trouble. See you later.
See you, matey. Take care. Yeah, Biddy, your comment earlier. Yeah, I might think about that, to be honest, doing one, not a long one, but one Sunday just to give everybody an hour or two to come in and have a chat. I can open for 6 on the panel if anybody wants to jump in. But I will say on that, if I am, because there'll probably be a lot more people there, it will be only people I know and trust up on the panel, I'm afraid. I'm not going to run that risk.
Who wants a Sunday night live?
Yeah. 1 in the chat for a Sunday night live,
Just
2
yes
for fuck
or
off.
no. Just yes or no. It's so much easier. Or a Y or an N. Because then you know what you're answering.
Your flannel shirts are infectious. I'll tell you what, they're great, mate. If it's just a bit breezy, you can wear them without a t-shirt underneath. You can wear them as a jacket, and they're just nice and cozy, They keep you cool in the heat as well, to some extent. Far better than the cotton ones. Yeah, everybody says yeah. All right, then I'll get that organised. I'll let Dan know. Well, he's probably still in the chat, actually. And I'll do one from, say, we'll start from 8 till 10. We'll see where it goes. How's that? What the hell we're going to talk about again, I don't know. But hi, Moo. Yeah, well, that's taken care of that then, isn't it? That's what we're doing. Christ, 2 live streams in a week. Ooh, that's nearly as bad as putting out 2 videos in a day.
Who do you think you are, Mr. Popular?
Well, it gives me something to do. Good afternoon, Steve.
You'll say 1 too. Yes, Steve. I wouldn't have expected anything else from you.
Yeah, the only thing I found, Beardy, that you might have an issue with, I do suffer with skin irritation due to my blood issues. And if you do get any hairs stuck in the weave or anything in the neck, they can bloody irritate. But
I miss this. What you two talking about?
Yeah, my shirt.
Oh.
Blokes talking about clothes. Come on, dear. You missed out on that.
Well, I noticed a comment about your shirt, but I didn't notice who put it.
Yes, Stuart. It could all be gone by Sunday. Yeah. Bittersweet. It seems unanimous. We've got another live to look forward to on Sunday.
Well, if you don't want to be there, you don't have to be, do you?
No.
But you know at least.
Just open the stream and let them get on with it.
There'll be half a dozen people that will be there in the chat.
No, I think some of the regulars on Dan's will be grateful. Yeah. Some of them won't, but there'll be 1 or 2 that will be grateful of somewhere to come. No, so I can't do a call in. So And as I say, unless it's someone I really trust, it'll only be limited ones on the panel. I have to do that to protect the channel, obviously.
And you make it subscribers only. So if there's any of Dan's fans that aren't your subscribers,
Yeah, that's
make you put your subscribers up a bit.
that's a good idea. Yeah, put subscriber only mode on. Never thought of that. Yeah, if Dan puts it out, I mean, if any of them want to come and subscribe just for the evening to come in, absolutely fine. But it'd make it easier to block the idiots, wouldn't it? I mean, yeah, some people say I come down like a ton of bricks at times, but unfortunately, that's the way I want to keep my channel. We've got a lot of good people in here, and it only takes one to ruin it.
You got me and Holly as well, though.
Yeah, but your shenanigans I've got used to. I know it's coming after time because I've deserved it. But in fairness, you know, I don't know what's happening around on other channels anymore. I don't bother with going on them. It's literally mine, Dan's, and, you know, the usual people I watch. Rotten Politics, Rev, people like that. One or two others, but I don't go on any other streams. That's some people use it for the viewing, some people use it to get antagonistic, some people go to trigger people, and I just can't be doing with that. You know, I try not to trigger people, and anybody around me trying to trigger me, then I don't piss around. They're gone. Simple as I've proved over the last few weeks. All right, Stitch, I presume you're in there somewhere. I haven't seen you. I've seen Steve. Oh, hello. What's going on there?
What, where?
Speed up cleaner, driver support. Fuck off. Oh, I don't know what it is. There's things trying to open on here all the time. I'll get you to do that the weekend. Actually run the cleaner through and get rid of
Yes, sir.
any shit in there. You know how to do it easier than me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. My little techie support.
Yes, sir.
Right, chat amongst yourselves there for a minute, folks. I'm just going to grab a tin of drink. Which there isn't any in the fridge. So, I've got to grab
So you've only got to go to the hall.
Yeah.
Oh, 5. Yeah, I'm prepping for Christmas. There's 5 boxes, each containing 18 cans of assorted pop at the bottom of the stairs. Some of the boxes are half empty now, but there's a few.
Cooking and lurking. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Why isn't it? That one. Nope. Okay, we'll go with that one. Nope.
What
the fuck?
You broke it.
Yeah. It won't swap between cameras now. Oh, there we go. We're back on that one. Stop pissing about with it because it'll only go wrong.
I didn't touch it.
No, it just seemed like the quality of the video wasn't very good. That was all. Let's look forward to it. Yeah, can you put your logo up? I haven't got a logo, Tony.
Or does he mean the picture of the fish?
Do you mean the picture of me with the fish? I haven't got that on the computer, I don't think. In fact, I'm sure I haven't. But I must have had to have loaded it in there, mustn't I?
There you go.
Let's have a play here, see if I can find it. It means I've got to move stuff around a bit.
Would it be easier if I sent it you?
Yeah, send it me on
Email.
Discord.
Yours.
Yeah. No.
Private message.
Yeah. No. Pat. That one. Yeah, it's not exactly a logo, Tony. It's just oh no, hang on. Fuck me, I nearly cancelled the StreamYard then. What the hell? I meant to press that on full screen, but I nearly red X'd it. What I was trying to do was open my files to try and find the picture.
Yeah, because I'm not.
I know it's in there somewhere,
Yeah, I
but
know
it's
it's in there somewhere. Files. Let's try files.
right. I'm not going to be able to see the chat for a minute, people. I'll see if I can find it. I don't think it's in there. Nope. Holiday, oldies, photos. Is it in that one?
I got it.
You've got it, have you?
Yeah.
So buggered if I can find it. Aha. Aha. Right, so.
Tech support at its best.
How the fuck do I copy that?
Just open it.
Oh, yeah.
Double click it. Make it big.
How do it won't go big?
No. Make the whole window big. There you go.
Oh, you mean like
zoom
that?
Zoom in, scroll in.
You can't. Not until I open it in browser.
There you go.
There we go. Right.
And
Now.
share that screen.
Yep. I'm learning.
The big fish.
Windows, that one. That one. Now, bear in mind while I'm doing this, people, I cannot see the chat. Well, I can, but I can't.
I'm there, darling. I'll tell you.
No, I can see it on StreamYard. Yeah, that's a smooth hound. It was just under £12. And that was caught in Silloth, Cumbria. And that was a personal best, that one. And it cost me half my fucking burger. Because I was just sitting down. Heather had been up the chip shop and got me a burger. And I got halfway through it and that thing took the bait. And hello, I've lost something here now. What the fuck? Oh, God almighty. Bear with me, people.
You closed Discord.
Yeah, you know, I'm like with this shit. And I don't know what's going on with this. Sometimes you'll click it once and it'll be like a double click.
Yeah, I've turned down the sensitivity on the mouse, so it's not that.
And now I've got that too big, so it's overtaking that and I can't see what's on there. Oh, one of these days. I mean, I am getting better with it, but yeah, Bittersweet, they do get quite a bit bigger than that. From the shore, you know, £20. I have seen £18 come in. I don't know offhand what the record is. But it's one of the biggest of the cat shark family that live on our coast. All right, and Bittersweet, you take care. Enjoy your meal out. I hope nobody's going to screenshot that and use that for nefarious reasons. I think most people know that one of me anyway, so it's always been the my avatar up there, as it were. So what else we got going on? I've got fucking notes everywhere here. Yeah, covered that one. Oh yeah, Labour won the 2 seats, didn't they? One quite local as well, Tamworth. But I don't get involved in it. I mean, our council is absolutely bankrupt anyway, so we don't expect to get anything from them. I think ours is a Labour council anyway, isn't it, Birmingham?
Depends which bit. We're Conservative here.
Yeah, I know we're Conservative here.
I can't find the picture of you with the baby.
With the what?
The baby.
Oh, is the chat frozen up?
No, I just think no one's commenting.
Everybody's
Oopsie.
looking. Oh no, I can see you. No, I just thought it'd frozen up there for some reason.
No,
I don't know why.
Nobody's commenting. That's
It's a
why.
Muslim country. Yes, it is, James. Most of them are. Yeah, I mean, I very rarely go into the city. The only time I've actually been down there since I moved here was to go to college.
Go on, you've got to.
Oh, all right. Oh, I've got to put it full screen, and I. Sorry, folks. She wants me to show you another one. That's its little brother.
Well, it's little baby. They come in miniature as well.
Yeah, that's a baby one. Right, hang on. I've got to make sure.
Don't red exit, just close that window
Yeah,
and then click the
back.
no, the square on the right hand side, top right hand side. Click the square. Click the square. There you go.
See, I know what I'm doing now. I didn't. I didn't. Who was that? Orville, wasn't it?
Orville.
I didn't. That's nearly as bad as a fucking penguin, I think. Oh. Yeah, there is a lot of problems with them down in the city, James. The last one I saw is about one. Obviously, there's areas that I've been told that, yeah, if you're down there, don't go anywhere near. But yeah, we've got some of them live around here. The couple that run the corner shop, they're Muslim. I get on absolutely brilliant with them. I haven't been in there so much since he put his prices up, but but as I say, I don't go down into the city. I'm trying to think the last time. Well, they hadn't built the tram system. They were just in the process of building that. That was the last time I went down there, so it's quite a few years ago now. So it'd be interesting to see how it's changed. I did know where the Gentlemen's Club was. I did happen to walk up that way one afternoon, but it was for a job interview. I just didn't realise how long the road was. It was the old, what was it? Peppermint fucking hippo or something. Spearmint Rhino, that was it. Peppermint hippo. Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club. I think it was. Is that was the right one up there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I drove past it long enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
James. I mean, I've known quite a few, and I knew quite a few working up the hospital, and they were absolutely fine. I never had a problem with them. And in fact, my 2 tutors at college were both Muslim, and they were a great pair of lads. You know, he said they enjoy a drink, they eat meat. The photo of you, different colours, got an idea for a clock. Yeah, I did one a little while back, Tony. I did a picture frame with one of them little battery operated units in the back. It was a mountain biking background. And I also made
Do you want me to get the wooden one?
yeah, go on. What's called a log end. I was just messing around out in the shed one day, out in the workshop. Found this piece of wood that I'd cut off of something. And
Yeah, it's dark in there.
I had a little mechanism in the drawer, so I just spent a couple of hours making that one with our initials on. I don't know whether you can see that with the glare off the lacquer. That's just a normal little log end. Yeah, I don't do religion resist. As I've always said, each to their own. If somebody finds something in it, absolutely fine. But, you know, it's the same as everything. There's good and there's bad, but it doesn't bother me. Like I say, if people get something out of it, you know, especially Christianity, I suppose that's the one, you know, get a bit of peace, that's absolutely fine, but it does nothing for me. I am confirmed Roman Catholic, but that was only because of family pressure when I got married, because they were Roman Catholic. But
And you're sure you're going to hell anyway, so.
oh, I've been there. They sent me away. They don't want me. I'm too much of a bad influence. But no, it's never done anything for me, so I've never bothered with it. But I will say some of my humour is directed at it, but I've just worded coke down myself. I don't do it in public. I only sort of come out with religious jokes in acceptable circles, as it were. But even then, I don't mean anything nasty by it, you know. But yeah, I mean, I know there's people in here that are religious and, you know, God-fearing, as they call them, in it. That's absolutely fine. They're still friends of mine. They're still subscribers of mine, and I don't treat them any different. I don't see why I should.
But if the world was full of atheists, there'd be far fewer wars.
That is true. That is true. But the only thing I won't tolerate is them knocking on the door. They get a polite, I'm not interested, and if they persist, then yeah, I can be a bit rude at times. But I am learning to try and say fuck off politely, but it doesn't always work. Oh, I got to share this one with you guys. Thank you, Beardy. Oh. I like that. Cool. I like that. I like that. I look like a hairless Father Christmas that's cross-eyed.
You just need the Santa hat.
I needs me elf hat, doesn't it? The orange one. Oh my God. Thank you, Mikey. I shall go back and save that one later. I mean, I did think about a logo some time back when I started playing around with different effects and things, but that's as far as it got, was a thought. Yeah, I wouldn't fear him anyway, Tony. I mean, there was one lot I did have some fun with them on the doorstep one day. You know, they said, "Oh, obviously you don't believe in religion and what have you." I said, "Well, no, honestly, I don't." No, I said, "I don't care for it. I don't bother with it." And then they turned around and said, "Well, you know, someone died for your sins." I said, "No, he didn't." They said, "Well, how would you figure that?" I said, "'Cause he didn't have enough fucking pain to die for my sins. A few thorns around the head and being nailed to a bit of wood. Nah, not enough pain for my sins, man." And they kind of went away after that. So, but yeah, Mikey, that was good. That was. Had you only just done that, or had you been working on that for some time? I suppose you use is it what have I got in the editors? Stickers, logos, and stuff like that. Oh, actually, I've got a thing where I can download things now as well. So yeah, and manipulate things. I've just got to learn to use a lot of it.
Use Mikey's.
Use Mikey's, yeah.
What is done?
Wear it for Halloween and Father Christmas. I've actually got a photo somewhere. I must dig it out of me dressed as Father Christmas, actually.
Hang on.
Oh, have you got that one as well? Oh, for fuck's sake. Years ago,
No, I haven't.
I was head barman in a bikers pub. We used to do a kiddies Christmas party every year. And someone took a picture of me in the outfit because I was put forward to play Santa, and the little bastards set fire to the hay bale I was sat on. They'd nick me fags, they'd nick me lighter, and set light to the fucking hay bale. I love it when I tell them I'm a priest. Yeah. I mean, Heather knows when round here, Reverend Bob.
He's moved away.
Has he moved, has he?
Yeah.
He presided over her mum's funeral. And I got in with him, Bria. We had a right laugh. I mean, if you spoke to him and you didn't see the collar, you wouldn't have had a clue with some of the stuff he was coming out with.
You wouldn't think it when you look at half of his Facebook posts. Like, so he drowned, as I read.
I thought I had a bloody fag here just now. I hadn't dropped it or anything. No. Oh, well. Yeah, but Reverend Bob, he was a right giggle. I mean, not saying I didn't like her mother, because she was a lovely old daft bat, but
She was daft when you knew her, though. Like,
yeah, she was on her way out then. She was on the road to dementia. But I spent most of the time stood out talking to the hearse drivers and Reverend Bob having a fag round the corner of the Cram. And I got to sit in the front in the limo on the way back, didn't I? But yeah, that was a good laugh. Well, I say good laugh. As good as a funeral can be for a laugh, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know quite what I'm doing for Halloween, Missy. Usually I hide away, put a note on the door, sorry, no trick or treat.
that's normally because he's ate all the chocolate.
Yeah, as soon as the sweets come in the house, they're gone.
I bought stuff he doesn't like this year.
Really, all I got to do is pull my hair out and look over the top of my glasses and growl at the door. That's enough to frighten any of them off.
Last 3 years, I've bought a box of Celebration Heroes or some such. And by the time it gets to Halloween night, there's nothing left. So we have to put a sign out.
What you want to do is give them bananas and stuff like that. It's not worth knocking on there again. She can't, Missy. Honestly, I can smell chocolate. It double wrapped at 50 paces. But I have really, really been good with it because I am a terrible chocoholic. And I managed to make a bag of Whisper Bits last 2 days. The other day, I was quite proud of that.
There was only about 3 pieces left on the second day.
No, there wasn't. There were about a dozen left in there.
There can't have been because
If there'd only been 3, I wouldn't have offered you one, would I? Come on.
yeah, but you'd eaten them all in less than 5 minutes. Because when I said, have you still got one left? The answer was no.
Well, no, you saw me eating them. I did ask you if you wanted one. If I buy a tub, they're still there next year. No, they got a life expectancy of about a day and a half, one of them big tubs, Missy, in this house. Well, except for the ones I don't like. I just slipped my razor straight up the side of it.
Ow.
Oh, my Lord. What exactly were you shaving?
Razor saw. Read it properly.
Oh, razor saw. Ah.
Go and get a plaster, Mikey.
Modelling. Bit of super glue. Does the job. Stings for a bit to start with, but does the job. Actually, I mean, I did it in lockdown. First day of lockdown, I shoved a chisel straight through my hand in here. Luckily enough, I just cleaned it and sharpened it. So I just pulled it out, cleaned up both the holes and stuck a plaster on it.
Lisa says, what's your favourite chocolate?
Favourite chocolate? Oh, it's got to be Dairy Milk.
Not a flake or a twirl or a whisper.
Well, yeah, but that is Dairy Milk chocolate, isn't it?
Anything Cadbury's.
But I've actually found a couple. I can't remember where they come from, but Heather bought me some when she was out shopping. Some of these cheap ones, like Lidl's or Aldi or somewhere, or even B&M. And there was one, I can't remember the name of it, but there was one there that I actually preferred to Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It just tastes nicer. Yeah, James.
I'm eating Love Hearts.
Yeah, we got a tub full of old-time sweets over there,
Swizzles.
like Love Hearts and Fizzers and them ones that turn your tongue purple.
Me, I like sea salt in dark chocolate.
Nah. No. Yeah, I like the Whispers. Whispers and what's the other one? Twirls.
Or marzipan in chocolate.
Yeah, but I don't like marzipan, do I?
That's why I like them, because I can keep them. Did you Angie eat either of those?
This is what she does. If she buys something that she likes, she always gets the ones that she knows I don't like. They've got a better chance of survival. Depends on how desperate I get. Do you remember Pyramids?
Mints.
Pyramids.
I'm going to have to Google them.
Well, they were the ones that came in a little cardboard box, James. About the same size as Poppets. Them type things. Chocolate peanuts and that. I think they were called Poppets, weren't they? There was toffee, peanut, raisin.
They didn't last very long.
I remember we all used to get a packet of extra strong mints at Christmas, but we used to feed them around Grandad so we could warm our hands up on his breath, like, you know. Blint, yeah, it's not one of my favourites, Missy. Not one of my favourites, Lint. But I will eat any chocolate. But I actually prefer dairy milk.
But he's not a lover of dark chocolate and not a lover of mint cream. So pyramids would never have been high on his list.
Oh, are they the thing? They
They look like little pyramids with a mint.
got little fondant cream
Yeah.
inside them. Ah, okay. I was thinking of what were they called? Little fucking things you used to get in the box. They were really hot.
Hot.
Imps. Was it?
Little black things.
Yeah.
Imps.
Thank you, Mikey. I could tell you where some of the tunnels are in there. Acid, yeah. It was the blotting paper, mate. It used to get stuck in my throat.
I used to love coffee walnut whips.
Yeah, that's where I learnt the technique, Mickey.
Marks and Spencer's used to do a very good imitation, but I haven't seen any.
Bite the walnut off, empty the contents through the small hole in the top without melting the chocolate.
But I like coffee cream. I just like far too much chocolate. That's part of my problem. Cake, biscuits, chocolate.
I was never a great coffee lover, Missy. I never used to drink coffee, not regular anyway. But I do drink a bit more of it now, simply because of what I said earlier. I need, no matter what I'm drinking, I need more liquid intake to stay hydrated. It's it is a symptom of the polycythemia, but I don't drink enough liquids anyway. I used to when I was out working and what have you. I always had a bottle of water with me, but since I'm indoors most of the time now, I rarely bother. But the thing, again, Missy, because all right, this hasn't got any sugar in it, but it has got caffeine in it, and so do my energy drinks. So, I don't drink the two together, as it were. And the other thing is, I have problems sleeping anyway, so.
Don't I know it?
I don't like sparkling water. I can't drink plain water. I have to put orange or some flavouring with it. And unfortunately, there's very little flavourings I like. Orange, raspberry, strawberry. That's about it. I don't go a lot on any of the others.
Another reason why there's always elderflower cordial in the
No. Might as well drink dandelion and fucking burdock as that shit.
Yes. that turns up as well.
But I did question, literally with a consultant some time back, whether what I do drink is having any effect on any of it. And she said it probably doesn't do you any good, but that is not what's causing it. It's something to do, she thinks it's to do with the bone marrow producing it, but that's what this test that I'm waiting for is about, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So it's continuation of the treatment now on a 3-weekly basis. Yeah, strawberry flavoured, Mikey. I used to, where was B&M, wasn't it?
Iceland and B&M.
Iceland and B&M, that was it.
But it was strawberry
to
and
like
raspberry
theirs.
we used to get.
But when we were on the mountain bikes, I used to take a lot of isotonic drinks. Yeah, they only rehydrate you for a little while, but you lost so much liquid when you're cycling. Even riding downhill, pushing up makes you sweat more. But It is serious, Missy. First it was a cancer scare because they said that it could be connected to cancer because polycythemia can be cancerous apparently, but this one isn't. What it's actually doing, it's overproducing red blood cells, and they're making them what they call fat blood cells. This could be the reason that we found out for the blood clot I had. It could be the reason for the strokes. All the signs are pointing towards this as what has been causing all my problems over the years. This is why I'm surprised they didn't pick it up earlier.
It's annoying that they
Bleach
didn't pick it up.
demon. Well, the annoying thing was when I had the bypass, the consultant, the vascular consultant said, "Oh, no, it's not to do with your smoking or anything like that. It is a disease in your arteries, in your blood." And that was the last I heard of it. He didn't explain what it was, that there was no investigations.
Clive,
I mean, it does restrict me a little bit, not as much as the ME does from the stroke. That is the big one. That's the one that's screwed me up big time. The polycythemia, it means, last week, my legs felt like lead. I was really struggling to move my legs. And that's why I fell asleep and crashed out backwards and forwards and in and out of sleep the other day after coming back from the hospital, because I'd done 2 days of not intense exercise, but a lot more than what I'd normally do. And it kind of screwed me up physically for a while. But as I said, although it was in bits and pieces, I did get quite a bit more sleep. So in one way, that was a bonus, as it were. But same as Dan, I mean, you do struggle to get certain things done. Like you see us sat in front of a camera, you see me walk backwards and forwards to the kitchen. Now, after a full day of doing little bits and pieces, I'd struggle to get to the kitchen sometimes. I'll go out there and do the washing up, and I'll struggle to stand at the sink because my legs are just starting to ache and shit like that. And it does give you headaches as well. That's why I have painkillers. But that side of it is nothing compared to the ME from the strokes. I didn't think it was going to hit me that hard, but I've got used to it, and I'm still getting used to it now. I know there's certain things I won't be able to do again, as much as I'd like to. Yeah, Tony, exactly. And that's what I do every time I speak to the consultant on the phone or I speak to her face to face. I've always got a list of questions for her. It's pointless putting them at your GP's foot because they couldn't give a fuck, most of them. General practitioner, they know a little bit about everything. A jack of all trades, master of none of medicine, basically. Yeah, they do a lot of training and that for it. But most of what they do is written in front of them. They're just, what did I call them the other week? A telephone pill service. Telephone pill dispensary. Yeah, that's how it goes, Beardy. I mean, Dan gets it worse than me. I mean, I know when I start to feel tired, and I get quite a bit of warning, to be fair. Dan doesn't. I mean, he'll be fine, and 2 minutes later, he's got to go and get his head down. And, sometimes, as you've seen, that's why the stream's ending early. I've ended this one early on one occasion, I think, because I just started getting that cloud coming down and I couldn't concentrate. And the fatigue does suck. It really does. Yeah, my back's ached for years, but that is literally through work, Missy. I was always a manual worker, lifting, carrying, or something, and I'd probably done it wrong half the time. But yeah, that did, and plus a few big bangs and accidents in the cars. That didn't do it a lot of good. Got all this to look forward to. I smoke like a chimney. It's not always the smoking, Bleach. Not always the smoking, mate. I mean, my father died of cancer back in 2000, and he's never smoked a fag in his life. Yeah, Mum used to smoke indoors originally. She always smoked, but he would never around her. She'd either go in the kitchen or he'd go out in the kitchen if she was having a cigarette. Mum was the same as me. She smoked from a young age, and literally she only gave up when the dementia and stuff came along and her ill health, which wasn't connected to the smoking. And she never had a problem with it. She was hooked on painkillers at one point. I'm going back to, what was I? I'm going back to about the late 70s. She was on, oh God, Valium. Back then it was widely prescribed, as you know. And she came off of those. They weaned her off of those. And because of headaches and things, they put her on these dissolvable things. Fucking horse tablets, I used to call them. Not Bisodol, Sulfidine, something like that. Then similar sort of thing to that. And she actually got hooked on those. And she had to be weaned off. So I always kind of strayed away from most medications because I had a hole in my heart originally when I was a kid. The only medication they would give me for most things was penicillin, because luckily I'm not allergic to it like some people. And it's only recently, since probably the blood clot in it, that I've been on permanent blood thinners, because they had me on the rat poison, the warfarin to start with. Warfarin. But now I'm on 300 mil between several different pills daily, and that's lifelong now, unfortunately. Yeah, people didn't realise, Missy, how bad that shit is. And it doesn't taste very nice either. I used them once or twice as a painkiller, but but now with the meds that I'm on, the blood thinners and some of the others, the only painkillers I can take are paracetamol or cocodamol and tramadol. I can't take any Nurofen or anything like that because they actually contain a blood thinner as well. Good afternoon or good evening, Graham. How are you doing, buddy?
Hiya, Nutty.
Oh, thanks for letting me know about the audio in the week, mate. That's all sorted now, I hope. It's just where I used to have the microphone sort of down low and that, I've gone overhead now. So, and I have to play with the settings every time I turn the bastard thing on anyway, because it won't hold its settings for some reason. Please, human, I just grow and smoke. Unfortunately, I just smoke, so I have to pay. Glad to hear it, Graham. Glad to hear it. I did see that down your way was the biggest area for the old ULEZ fines. But fair play to them. Most of them haven't paid them. I think Carnage Khan's on a losing streak with that one. Apparently, he's not getting enough in the fines to even cover the price of replacing all the cameras.
And now he's got to pay the wages of people to work out who's got the fines wrong.
Yeah, there is a big hoo-ha. I don't know whether people remember it, but there was who was it put it out the other day? Andy the Gabby Cabby, the scaffolder that won his case on the fines. He'd got thousands of pounds worth of fines, and he proved that the system wasn't legal due to the signage or something else. And now he's actually going after TfL Khan in court to prove that the ULEZ is illegal. Now, obviously, TfL are going to defend this, because if his case is proved, that means they have to repay every single penny that they've gained over ULEZ, which will leave them with a huge loss with the amount of equipment that's been, should we say, tampered with. But unfortunately, this is going to cost a lot of money. Now, I haven't looked into it and got any links or anything, but it is on Facebook, and there is a YouTube video out there about this. And he's actually starting up a GoFundMe page he's putting a lot of his own money in as well, plus the money he's won off them before. But he is starting a GoFundMe page to help fight this case, because it is going to cost quite a bit, because he wants it to go to the full-on court, even going up the line to Supreme Court or whatever it is. But he wants to see it through. So if anybody says that and anybody agrees with him and wants to help, I think Andy the Gabby Cabby has got a link to it on one of his videos today, I believe. So if you want to find out about it, go and see him. Yes, Graham, but sad news on that. They are looking into taking away the tax-free part of classic vehicles. You will, if they push it through, you will have to pay to tax them. What insurance is going to do, I don't know. Trying to go family option to go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's probably the way mine would go if I started one, Bleach. But I never started out to make any money out of what I do on here. I was always quite open about that. To be honest, I don't want the hassles that brings with it. It's a lot more work, and you're basically working for someone else to put money in their pocket, and I don't like that idea either. So I'm quite happy to just sit here and do what I do. I don't need monetization or anything. James said, bless you.
Thanks, James.
Honestly, James, the amount of times she's done me with it. We were on the motorway in traffic. It weren't quite stationary.
Going down to Cornwall.
Yeah, it was going down to Cornwall, wasn't it?
Grizzle.
And all of a sudden, she just leans across me and shouts out the window, bless you. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it was in the guy in the car next to us had sneezed.
Put a smile on his face.
I always wanted one of them LED signs that you have in the back window that you can program.
What?
Oh, you got
I
it
had
running
one.
again, have you, Graham? Nice one. Another V8 saved. I watched a video of an old mate of mine the other day, Graham. You might be interested if you go on YouTube and look up Steve Green's Wild Cortina. he's gone a bit wild with it now. He's gone way up the classes. But there's some videos of him on there with a Mark 1 Cortina with a Rover V8 in it. He used to win all his classes, and he used to drive it to the meetings originally, and this thing used to pull wheel stands off the line. And I'm going back to the 80s. He's gone full on modified with it now. It's not street legal anymore, but yeah, Steve Green. It was a blue and yellow checkered Mark 1 Cortina. A hell of a tool for a Rover V8. I mean, he was racing when I was up there. I put the Pontiac up against him one day, and I was shocked. He just pissed all over me. And I was running 7.4 litre. And
You
it was
weren't
tuned.
even on fire.
Yeah, and I wasn't even on fire that time. Thank you, darling, for reminding me. But yeah, it was hell of a car. Yeah, Mark 1 Bleach. He's been racing for a lot of time, a lot of years. But first time I ever saw the car, it was in Primer, and he actually passed me on the fucking bypass going round Milton Keynes. And I thought that looked a bit raunchy, and then a day later I saw him out on the track with it, and I thought, oh my God. Mind you, I've blown cars up there and had to go all the way home and get a lift home to bring a tow car back up and trailer it home because I've driven there and decided to race in it. All right, and Graham, take care, matey. Being as you've only just come in, Graham, we did a survey earlier. Pap's not going to be about Sunday night for his live. But I'm going to put one out for a couple of hours at least from about 8 o'clock, just to give somewhere for people to come and have a chat. There won't be a phone in because I don't have that facility, but I will have the panel open and there will be room for 5 plus me on there. So if you want to jump in on Sunday, mate, feel free. Yeah, Bleach. I used to do it all the time on track days. I was one of these that used to drive there, and yeah, I'm there. I'll just take it easy for the afternoon, and then I'd end up doing something stupid. You had a Corsa 2-litre engine. What gearbox did you use on that then to swap it round from front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, Tony? Evening, Lodger. I've done some real strange engine swaps back in the day. Laters, buddy. Take it easy, Graham. Say hi to Sis for us. 2000E. How did you link that up to the gearbox, though? Because the Corsa's front-wheel drive is a transverse engine. I mean, there are ways. With the A series engine used to be the one because you could get a rear-wheel drive version of that and a transverse. But yeah, I've never heard that done. I remember the red tops being switched around. (2000E) was the Mark II. Yes, I believe it was, Lodger. I don't think I've only got any pictures of my Mark II on the computer because I had one. I used to use it as a classic rally car, and I've got some pictures of it after I rolled it. I actually drove it home after I rolled it with my head poking out where the sunroof used to be. And that was, what did I have in that? That was a 1600 Crossflow running twin 45s. DCOEs. I must dig them pictures out, actually. Oh, Corsair. Sorry. I thought it was Corsair. I was thinking of the Vauxhall, mate. Yeah, the Corsair. That had, they fitted was it a V4 in that as well, if I remember rightly, at one point?
Good night, James. Enjoy your dinner.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I mean, that's up past 6 now, so probably only going to keep going for another half hour.
And then we can work out what we're having for tea.
People will start leaving bin as we're talking about cars. But, yeah, of course, I think, no, I can't remember whether they did a straight 6 for that one or not. That was the Zodiac, wasn't it? Zodiac came with a straight 6, one of the Zodiac models. Yeah, the baby V4, yeah. Yeah, I thought I was right because who else did the V4? Vauxhall. So I remember taking the Forenza engine out of one of the Vauxhall Forenzas and put it in the Viva and scaring the bejesus out of the locals with it. Yeah, it was a tiny little thing, wasn't it? Absolutely tiny. But I mean, my favourite Ford, other than the small block, obviously, is the Essex, the V6. I mean, that's got a nice sound all of its own. But my all-time favourite sound has got to be the big block V8 on full tilt. Yeah, the Pinto the Burton done a good version of it. It was very tunable. We used it in a couple of the oval hot rod cars. I put one in a Mark 1 Cortina Escort with bubble arches, and the other one was, I think it was a Mark 2 Escort. Yeah, the Lotus twin cam. Most people went the cheaper option and fitted the Fiat twin cam, didn't they? Usually in the oval cars especially. But I've looked at a lot of the oval hot rods now. Yeah, Forest Archers, that's it, Demon. The bubble ones. They look better on the Mark 1. A lot of the oval cars now, they've got motorbike engines in. They do a double engine Hayabusa hybrid thing, which is basically a motorcycle V8 engine, two engines put together. The Lotus gearbox and the Mark 1 Cortina, yeah. But the most dangerous one we ever done was a Triumph Spitfire. My mate wanted to put the Rover V8 in it. So we went ahead, made all the mounts and everything up, done a bit of trickery pokey with the gearbox. Unfortunately, you had to reach right back about a foot to find the fucking gear stick. But he fitted a Jag KSS axle in the back. Was running 16-inch rubber that was more or less 16-inch wide as well. 2 radiators back to back in the front to keep the thing cool, but it wouldn't go round corners. It just understeered everywhere, and we had to take it apart because the thing was too dangerous to fucking drive. Grandma's house. Grandma, you mentioned your daughter earlier on. Who is it? You said they weren't very well. I remember that right from the beginning of the stream. Yeah, for speed, Tony, you've got to do the drag racing. It's when you do 0 to a ton in around a second. Believe me, it's a different world. I mean, I used to love sprints. I used to love going on the loose, and I used to prefer the ovals on the dirt rather than to hard tracks. Yeah, it was just a love of going sideways, basically, which is something you do try to avoid in a dragster, funny enough. No, it was a couple of times I didn't get away with it. But I'll be totally honest, except for when I was racing the Pontiac, in the other classes, we were outclassed. We didn't have the funding to compete. We knew we couldn't compete with them. And when we moved up into the higher classes, I'll be totally honest, probably 99% of the meetings we even failed to qualify. That's how lower down the ratings we were. We were just there to make up the numbers. If someone dropped out through a breakage or something like that, yeah, and we used to have to step in to make the numbers up, but that was about it. As I said, teams used to change and rebuild engines every run. I mean, ours was lucky if it got rebuilt every 3 or 4 meetings, and then usually only if it was because I blew it up. It was a very expensive sport even back then. You know, a short engine, you were probably looking the best part of 25 grand. Back in the food coma from Steve's Lush Food. Yeah, that's where I'm lucky as well, Missy. Although during the week I do my bit, don't I, my dear? I do the washing up and what have you. But most of the hooking, that could have come out horribly wrong. Most of the cooking, Heather does. But I do a mean slice of toast and the occasional crumpet. I can cook. It's just that I prefer Heather's cooking.
You're making a very nice toasted tea cake as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not bad at toasted tea cakes, am I? Most men are like that though, Stitch. But I will tell you, the way to a man's heart is definitely not through his stomach. What's in it? Well, you're all right at the moment, Steve. I haven't heard of a toilet roll shortage. So I was going to put a little box outside the front door with all the junk mail the postman brings every day and put in there emergency toilet paper. And just tell him to put all the junk mail in there, but that's shiny, isn't it? So it's not going to wipe anything off. It's just going to spread it around a bit. Sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
It's like that such shiny shit they used to give us at school, wasn't it? You used to spread it around rather than wipe it off. You have to use the rough side. But not
That's
having
why
any.
you did.
Yes, Grandma. Okay, fine. Yeah. But if you're watching, I wish you well. Get better soon. What's that, Mickey? Is that a code? Yeah, we haven't even discussed what we're having for tea tonight, have we? Yep. I'm surprised the cat ain't been up moaning that she ain't been fed. So
I did think that.
Oh, she's awake. She's got one beady little eye open looking at me. And yeah. Is
it food
you don't want to
time
appear
yet,
on the live
Daddy?
today. You came on Sunday. She don't like the cold weather. Well, neither do I, to be honest. But it looks like, from what they're saying, it's just going to be more rain and a bit of wind. Yeah, bleach demon. Ooh. What was the other one? You used to go around stabbing them with a chisel as well, wasn't it? one of the mass rapists. Official name, her name is Puss in Boots, Missy.
Booties.
I just call her Wazza. But there again, I've called all my cats Wazza and a number because all they do is eat and waz most of the time.
She was named by my grandson and was Puss in Booties, not Boots, because it couldn't be Puss in Boots because he was on the cartoons. He was on
Because you only see her top half when she's on my lap. She's actually tuxedo. Good evening, Stephen. And Stitch.
We were just saying how cute the dog looks at the moment. Another sight.
Do you know what? That's what I look like when Heather massages me.
Hi, Pops.
Hey,
Hi, Bo.
mine's asleep. I have got another camera on here. The way that was playing around earlier on, I ain't going to go messing around with that. I don't know what's going on there. But that's the camera that. Do you remember the one I used to have trouble with, Steve? Used to keep cutting out.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, that's that one up there. The one that Dan gave me is absolutely brilliant. I ain't had a problem with it.
Yeah, you're set up well now. It's been a long path
I'm trying to, because I'm restricted in room here, in space, it's a job to get everything how you want it in such a small space. Now, honestly, if you saw the back of these monitors, I've got
like
the
Bridge of the Enterprise, eh?
Well, I've got, there's an upright with the 2 arms and 2 feet that come out, which are the monitor mounts on it. It's all adjustable. But taped to that, I've got a flat bar with some holes in, fixed to one of them tiny little bloody cheap tripods, which is actually taped to it. And then I've got another one of those taped to the back of it with one of my ring lights on.
Yeah. You can see it from your videos. You're usually side on, and you can see the ring light that sometimes you used to have a visual that looked like a halo.
Yeah, the Saint, Roger the Saint.
Yeah.
But what I do, I have, because my tripod and my studio lights, you can just see the corner of the whiteboard there. That's where I actually film the videos from. So I turn sideways. Oh, that's my laptop there as well when I'm scouting around on other platforms and I'm not getting alerts on here. I'll get them on there and all sorts of funny things.
Is the whiteboard for planning your videos?
Pardon?
Is the whiteboard for planning your videos?
Yeah, well, what I do, because my short-term memory is absolutely screwed, I do, let's grab some of them off here so you can actually see them. What I do is I make notes that I refer to when I'm doing my video.
He has his Biden script.
Now, my Biden script. Then what I do, where I'm talking about a subject, I go back and punctuate the notes so I know, right, that's the end of that story.
Yeah.
Well, it's coloured so I can see it at a glance.
Yeah.
But then I'll go and find pictures or clips relevant to the different stories.
Yeah.
And then I put a highlight in where I want those pictures relevant to me speaking, because I don't have to cut my video and slot them in anymore because I've got multi-track layering.
Right.
So I can put the clips up, I can put a picture up, still keep me audio. You've probably seen where I can just put the small one in the corner of the screen. I never used to be able to do that with the other editor. It's my notes on the whiteboard are just a reference when I'm doing the video so I don't get lost. At times you've seen I go off tilt and I go off on a rant about something totally different. But that
usually address it though when you come back.
Yeah, but that normally stops me doing that. Because I know 3 pages of notes will give me on average my 10-minute video, which I try and keep them down to. just so people don't lose interest.
Mm.
Sometimes I try to concentrate on 2 or 3 stories and get more out about just those 2.
Mm.
And at other times, as you said, I'll do several quick short ones because I find them funny or they're just plain fucking weird.
Mm.
But having that there as well, I've got my doctor's appointment card on there. I've got a calendar on there. And like that letter that's hung on there, anything relevant to the next day, I put it on there. So it reminds me to look at that.
Yeah.
And
I'm very
that's
much
how
like
I
that.
ended up going to the hospital with forgetting that I didn't have an appointment because it's on the card, but it was cancelled last week when I went in for the venous section and I didn't scrub it out. So I big panic in the morning. Oh, fuck me, I've got to be at the hospital in 10 minutes.
You've gone by your notes. Yeah,
So
you
I
trusted
rung
your
them,
notes.
explained, look, I got an appointment. I'm going to be late. Got there, sat there for 20 minutes and then thought, well, I haven't got an appointment. No, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And it was just a panic over looking at that, you know.
Yeah. You
But
do need
I
to
would
write
have
things
forgotten.
down.
I would have forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everything that I've got to remember, I'll remember it days after or a week after.
Mm.
But if it ain't on there and there's nothing there to jog my memory, I'll forget.
There's a difference long term and short term. It becomes quite sort of apparent as you get older, I suppose.
Well, this is the problem. I never noticed it. But apparently it started when I had the blood clot in, what was that, 2014, wasn't it? Heather noticed that I was getting mood swings. There was things I was forgetting. The usual thing I'd put down in a workshop and forget where I put it. That's always been there. That's been around for fucking years.
Mm.
But I'm fine. And I never thought about it. But it got worse after the stroke. And it really, I was noticing I was forgetting things. You know, the old joke about going in a room and then standing there for 20 minutes trying to remember what you went in there for.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah. I've done that for years. I'm only 49 now. Like.
But it's little things like Heather will tell me something. Oh, you know, so-and-so's coming round. And I'll totally forget within 2 minutes. I'll forget in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
And I thought it was, but Dan gets the same. So obviously we've suffered the same thing with the stroke. So it's obviously a symptom of that as well. But long term, you know, I mean, you look at how many times have I sat here and all of a sudden somebody said something and I'll remember something from 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
In perfect detail.
But you can't remember what you had on your toast.
No. Well, I know it's marmalade because I know the jar's nearly empty today.
Because you've still got some stuff in your beard.
Yes, Tony. The government are exactly the same, if that's relevant to what I'm saying, because they do forget what they've promised. And they've certainly forgotten all about us.
If they ever did have us in mind.
Run by next village twice. My grandparents live there, so we used to go to the cinema all the time. Oh, Biddy, I haven't been to the cinema. When was the last time I went? I went once when I moved to Birmingham to Star City, and it gave me a fucking headache with the surround sound shit. That was when someone will know the year, I don't. When Fast and the Furious 7, I think it was. 7? It was the one where they went down to Rio and ripped off the petrol truck and that. That was the last time I went to the cinema. And before that, it's probably a good 30 years. Before that was the last time I went to the cinema.
Last time I went to the cinema, I came out crippled.
Yes, Tony, a very long time ago. It was back in the days when Mary Millington was still popular, shall I say.
There we go.
For those of you that will remember who she was.
I can't remember.
You don't?
No, no. She a music actor or something, or an actress?
Eh? Yeah,
actress,
she
isn't
was a porn actress.
Oh, all right. No wonder I didn't get it. I'm too pure for these things.
Her father was a vicar, but they accepted what she did. She got that popular that she opened a shop
she did.
in London selling sex aids, magazines and stuff like that. And because it was private property, she was quite often caught walking around nude or topless in there.
Oh,
And she got persecuted by the law. And eventually, like, she wasn't very old. She was in her late 20s, I think, but she topped herself because of all the persecution from government and the law and Mary Whitehouse and stuff like that. And she was a good looking girl, you know, but she just elected to go into porn. From the films I saw, she was very good at it.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, she was a well-known porn actress that topped herself, unfortunately.
It's a sad loss for the porn industry.
It's just as well we're getting towards the end of this, isn't it? Because you know what I'm like once I start on this shit. When I was to come back,
Is there any way back from porn
what you mean?
to a reasonable conversation?
Thank you, Missy. Thank you for dropping in, sweetheart. Hope you have a nice weekend.
Missy.
It's going to be a
Have a good
damp
weekend,
one, I'm
darling.
afraid. But I mean, aren't you travelling tomorrow? You said
Yeah, London.
London, yeah. You never know. You might run into Dan on the train somewhere because he's travelling down tomorrow. Yeah, fingers crossed for him. I know he's really looking forward to it. It's been a while coming. And I wish him well on that, and I hope it does go well for him, especially as he's looking to move back down there.
I'm sure it will.
I think his life will be a lot better knowing that he's got his family just round the corner or up the road. And like he said, he can learn to drive through his benefits and PIP and that. He can get the mobility allowance to run a car.
If they're only round the corner,
yeah, I think it will do him really, really good. I really do. It does niggle on me sometimes that most of us that come in here have got partners and that, and it is hard to see him struggling on his own. I don't like to see that, you know, and I can quite understand the safety implications of living on your own with what me and him have been through and what we've got.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a couple of times Heather's found me on the floor. Well, more than a couple of times, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But I haven't got that worry of knowing that's going to happen when I'm on my own, unless I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said to you the other day, Steve, I've got that thing set up on my phone, which is a one-touch emergency message to Heather. Yeah. Literally, all it says is help. But she'll know where I am because I never leave the house without telling her where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that was something that I had to think about doing because, I need that now.
Practical measures.
Yeah.
I've been telling you need help for years.
Oh, so has everybody else, right from your teenage years. But as you get older, it's things like that you've got to consider for your own benefit, you know?
Yeah.
Good night, Stuart. Enjoy your dinner.
Take care, Stuart. Hopefully see you Sunday, mate.
Always talk of food's making me hungry. I don't even know what we're having.
Again, another thing I'm considering is an ID, not an ID, but an SOS pendant or something. Because obviously with the amount of blood thinners I'm on, now the doctors have always told me this. If I had something like a real bad bleed, a main artery, aorta, something like that, literally I could bleed out internally in 4 minutes.
Fuck me.
So obviously I couldn't remember what
Want to
my blood
avoid that.
group was, but very nice nurse that I know at the hospital when I went up there went and got it off the records for me.
Yeah.
It's not an unusual one. It's O negative,
Mm.
which is quite
That's
a
good.
common one.
That's good.
Watch them all capitals, Tony. I know you don't mean anything in here. I'm not that hot on it, but
Tokyo, Paris, Budapest, Istanbul, all capitals, isn't it?
no, it's, you know what I mean, the problem we have with it on a Sunday, Dan's bots flag them up to us moderators if
Remember
they're
you saying-
all capitals. And it's a pain in the ass because we have to keep reacting to it to say, look, yeah, we're sorting it, you know. And that's the reason we do it. Obviously, the bots pick it up as a threat because it's kind of highlighted.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all right, Tony. No problem, mate. No problem. As I say, Mickey always gets a free pass
It's
because
eyesight,
we
yeah.
have known for quite some time that he does have sight issues when he's typing.
Mm.
So he does and always gets a free pass on that.
And that
It's
fellow
hard
recently-
to, it's hard to explain to somebody, look, I removed your comment because it's all in capitals, and then Mickey types one in capitals. But it's for a reason, and we try to explain for that. We always give people warnings for it. The bot warns people enough times for it.
Mm.
So, and yeah, I've got the banner that I put up at the beginning, but that was just to show that I could make one. But yeah, as I say, most of it in here is always good natured. It's, yeah, I've thrown one or two idiots out, not because they've been vicious or targeting people, basically because they've been being dickheads and get on my tits. It's my channel at the end of the day.
That's what he said.
And again, it's something that I do in a different way on Dan's channel because we are a bit harder on the moderating there. Literally because the amount of people that we get in there and the amount of knobs we do get in, we've got to be. And it is hard sometimes. There's friends of mine in there that I've had to delete their comments. And I don't like doing it, but on Dan's channel, I'm there in a certain capacity. And I've got to do that.
The channel is more important. I mean, it trumps it in importance.
Yes.
There's too much.
The
to
channel
lose
is more
after.
important than any subscriber.
Yeah, it's a great help
Friend
for a
of
lot of people. I think earlier when you thought the chat had seized up or something, I think it's because for a little while you were just chatting back and forth with Mrs. W, and I imagine
well
that
have been,
the
mate.
rest of the
Might well have
rest of the people in the chat probably felt the same. I thought is this better than watching the Waltons? This it was like
Be
ASMR,
aware
like,
when we say good
Hollywood
night, we don't leave a camera on.
oh,
I'm slightly dyslexic as well, Tony, believe it or not. So I've been told. I went to buy a warehouse and bought a whorehouse.
oh, you're a good company, Beth.
But yeah, it's and this is what I say. I mean, Dan will tell you, Holly will tell you. Me and her are like this all the time. I mean, at Dan's party, we sit there having a laugh with each other. We'll rip the piss out of each other,
Well,
not
Moo
nastily.
Knows. Moo knows. If Mosey knows.
Yeah, Moo knows he's in it, and that's just the way we are, mate. You know.
Yeah.
We're
I
happy.
think probably everyone was just enjoying just listening to it. It was quite soothing. It was like
Oh,
you wouldn't
like
want to be involved in
sort
some
of
of them
Radio
when we
4
go on. So some of the things we talk about when we're together, yeah, they're not putable on here. Not suitable for YouTube.
selected material.
Yeah.
I don't always talk about the same shit as you, though.
No, because I use a certain herb as medication, on occasions, You get different types. Now, I don't buy, or we don't buy actual weed. What we buy are what we call the shavings and the shakings, which are the bits that fall off that has got a little bit of weed in it. But I'm more interested in the medicinal side for my legs and that. But now and again, you'll get some come in that's got a bit more of the other stuff in, shall I say. So you have to be a bit careful because you never know how much you're putting in, because I don't use it to get high or nothing. But occasionally it does happen. Now, the problem with me when I get in that state is I just go into hysterics. Everything is piss funny. And everything is fair game that's taking the piss out of.
To be fair, Roger, you've got a good sense of humour anyway. So if you
And
get
the thing
started, I
is-
imagine it'd be proper comedy, proper entertainment.
Heather likes a whiskey and a malt. And
Or a gin.
once she's had some of them, she gets in the same sort of mood. So you can imagine the stuff that goes backwards and forwards between us. I mean, and you'll get one that will give you the munchies. Ah, terrible.
Chocolate.
I mean, I go out in the kitchen and I come up with some right evil concoctions.
We should lock you in the Cadbury's factory and give you some weed.
I've only been to the Cadbury's factory once, and that was in Bristol, and I'll never go again.
Well, that
That's because
wasn't
they
a
won't let you
real
back
one.
in, Rod.
The amount of chocolate you can fit in a bin liner is unbelievable.
Don't do that anymore.
That's what the kids don't want. It's fucking annoying.
Don't do that anymore.
Autodidactic dyslexia. Is that something, one of them embarrassing diseases, Tony? Sorry, I'm just looking in the chat there. Right, guys, well, that is 7 o'clock, and I am getting a bit peckish now. And it's probably going to take us half hour of banter and arguing over what we're going to have before I settle for toast or something. But, but guys, honestly, brilliant turnout today. We were up to nearly 40 on there at one point today, which is quite a record, really. We normally hover around 30, but I did notice that went up there to 40. So thank you, Steve, Titch, Dan, Ollie, those of you that have been up on the panel. Obviously, the big thanks as well to Mrs. W in the background there for a constant tech support and everything else. And
Humorous comment.
humorous comments. That does support me in all that I do on here. And you guys in the chat, thank you very much. Beardy, Highbox, Tony, and all the rest of you. Thank you for dropping in today. And by general consensus, I will run a live for a couple of hours at least on Sunday night from 8 o'clock onwards. I'll have a word with Dan tomorrow. He said he'd put it out on his channel in the community page that I was going to do it for the evening. So we should have quite an attendance in there, hopefully,
And
as
with
well.
any luck, he'll pop in and let us know how he went with the boys.
Yeah, and Roger's got a new logo. Yep.
Give him a couple of weeks, Mikey, to figure out how to put it in there.
Oh, I'm sure I can do that. The hardest thing is going to be getting it off there and in my files.
That's what I said. You know,
No, I can paste and copy. I know how to do that. I've even got screenshot if I want to. I know how to use that now. But thank you guys for dropping in this afternoon and this evening. Obviously, the channel's always bigger than just the creator.
Nice one,
If
Roger.
you
Nice one,
guys
chap.
weren't watching, I wouldn't be doing it, would I? So I do appreciate you all and the continuing support that you show on the videos as well as on the lives. And with that, I will say, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free.
have a good weekend.
Respect people and enjoy the damn weekend.
Nice one, all. What a pleasure.
Bye.